lives here.
What a goal!
This is Sports Sound
From BBC Radio Scotland.
So just a couple of minutes or so until the action is due to get up and running around the country. This is Sports Sound. Open all mics. Delighted to say that Rory Loy has joined us for this part of the programme, and he has the duty of keeping his eye on 5 different screens at once, but he's well versed in doing it, and it's a pretty big night to be doing it, isn't it, Rory?
It is indeed. Good evening, Richard. Thoroughly looking forward to this. Every game from the league leaders' Hearts away to St Mirren, right through Celtic against Falkirk, with all the stories and headlines that have been happening over the last few days. Hibs Rangers, another big one. That game always delivers goals. Aberdeen could really do with the result down at Kilmarnock for Jimmy Tilleen. Tough place to go. And Motherwell and Dundee United will feel it's a great chance for them to pick up 3 points. So across the board, the 5 games, thoroughly looking forward to it all.
Just I've seen it there, the man who was being featured on the top left screen down below is Martin O'Neill back in that home dugout, Rory. I mean, it is, as Ian was saying there, it's mind-blowing, isn't it, to imagine?
It is indeed. I was actually, lying in my bed when the news broke, and it was my fiancée that had read out. She was scrolling through her phone and says, Rodgers has left and Martin O'Neill's in, and I thought, geez, that can't be true. But it's not like she would know much about football, I have to say. She's not big into it, so I thought, well, she must be reading it from somewhere. I went online, and right enough, and then driving in tonight, listening to Martin O'Neill's interview, talking about videotapes and DVDs of the opposition. I thought, geez,
that's right.
But look, on a serious note, Martin O'Neill will come in, and he will not suffer fools gladly, that's for sure. And he's got the young Sean Maloney, or relatively young in terms of coaching and management, in alongside him. So I think the Celtic board will feel that duo will have a nice balance to it, and we'll see how they go against Falkirk tonight, who are in good form.
Yeah, they are. Stephen McManus, of course, also been promoted into that Celtic first team coaching setup. It is Alan Preston who is there. What kind of response, Alan, did Martin O'Neill get as he came out? Yeah, I mean, I know I can vaguely hear that Alan is talking, but he seems to be distant in the background. Alan, yeah, the reaction?
Brilliant reaction, Richard. Very, very good from all the supporters here. But the big question was, would they have boots on? Because he used to always wear football boots and a tracksuit. And not to disappoint, he's got a shiny pair of Copa Mundials on at 73. We are underway at Celtic Park.
Will it be able to jump as high as Celtic score, do you think, Alan?
Possibly not, Rory. We'll wait and see. But we're underway now.
He was certainly always very demonstrative in the dugout. So Celtic against Falkirk is up and running. Ian McCall, the league leaders, up and running. Hearts against St Mirren.
No, I can just see they're tossing the coin right now. There's been a few smoke things, whatever they're called, let off, but we should be good to go in about in a minute or two. They're certainly taking shape now.
Okay, teams be getting ready there. Hibernian against Rangers this evening, be looked after by Billy Dodds.
Yeah, just kicked off, Richard, and John Suter launches one into the Hibs half. Rangers in possession, but give it away for now. But this is going to be frantic. We've watched, as you say, you did, Hibs against Aberdeen get a good win, and Rangers, they were really good at both sides of the game against Kilmarnock. Kilmarnock weren't at their best, I have to say, but Rangers went about it the right manner, pressed off the ball, got the ball back and played with a bit of speed. So we'll see how this one turns out. Looking forward to a fast, quick game.
Yeah, I would imagine so. The game has just got up and running, Willie, at Rugby Park.
It has, Richard, yeah, and I'm going to need help with these numbers for Kilmarnock, I can assure you of that. But it's
Alan Preston, you've got something?
Scotty Arfield. The ball was just put up front, and it's knocked down to Scotty Arfield, edge of the box, right foot shot, straight down the throat of Schmeichel. Decent start from Falkirk.
That's where he likes to pop up. Scott Arfield, middle of the goals, about 12 yards out. That's where he's got his last couple of goals, Alan, and he's done it again. He's wily old character at picking up these spaces.
It was brilliant at Motherwell. His goal at Motherwell was tremendous. Sorry, Willie, over to you, pal.
That's right, all right. I mean, you're top of the league. I bow to your superiority.
I honestly love Richard says, let's go to the league leaders. Brilliant. Never get sick of that.
Well, for your point of view, Alan, I hope it continues for quite some time.
Yeah. So do I, Richard, very much yes, so, for the whole season.
Yeah, I've no doubt. Willie, you're up and running, yeah?
We are, Richard. Yeah, Aberdeen pretty lively on the front foot, taking the game to Kilmarnock. Doesn't look as though there's any hangover. Certainly, they're looking bright enough. The body language is pretty good, and the intent is first class. So, I think from an Aberdeen point of view, you can only hope that can continue. But for Kilmarnock, I'm sure they'll just bed themselves in, make it difficult for Aberdeen whenever they've got that possession, and there'll always be a threat on the break. But as I said, I can't see their numbers at all, so it'll be a guess. So Rory, you'll need to give me a hand here as far as Kilmarnock's concerned.
I'll try my best. You not much problem with big Marcus Dackers.
No, he's okay. He's okay. Can't miss him. He's on the ball here. Oh, he's in the box. No, Jack Milne just sees it out quite comfortably. But you're right. Yeah, you can't mistake him.
I'll be honest. I mean, even from here, we've got the big screen and it's quartered. But unless we get real close up, it's not going to be very easy to see the numbers anyway. So I think we just have to go by the players. You kind of get to know the players, don't you, in terms of their movements and the size and the shape. So I'm sure, well, let's be honest, even if you're blind guessing, you'll still get more right than Chick Young does any single Saturday in Open All Mics, that's for sure. Stephen Craig, Knapford Park, Motherwell against Dundee United.
Yeah, indeed, Richard, we're just over 2 minutes in the game. There's not been an awful lot happening, to be honest. Motherwell, as we always know, want to try and dictate the tempo. The centre half stand on the ball, they're trying to draw people towards them so they can play through them, play around them. Dundee United quite happy to sit in their shape. I think Jim said ahead of this game that it's a different test than what they've had so
Billy
far.
Dodds, you've got something for us.
Yeah, McGrath picked out Cadden on the left-hand side and put him through. Was at the angle, players were getting back, Richard, but he has to strike the ball from about 16 yards, a little angle, left-hand side, but Butland brings off a decent save.
There was a little bit slack from Nico Raskin in the middle of the pitch, and
yeah,
I think
gave it away.
Aarons was pushed on, and Giga had to try and get across and cover, so Raskin giving the ball away there.
So still goalless in the 5 matches across the country. This is Open All Mics. Celtic against Falkirk, Hibernian Rangers, Kilmarnock at home to Aberdeen, Motherwell taking on Dundee United, and St Mirren against Hearts. And I remember the sports scene is on tonight at 10:45. All the action, all the highlights, BBC One Scotland. So it's sports scene 10:45. BBC One Scotland. I think actually Jackie McNamara's way down to do the telly, so he'll be on Sports Scene tonight. Not for us, because we'll still be on air at 10.
Until about 3 in the morning. Is that the time we're coming off?
I think we might get off at 11.
Right,
so,
okay. We've got a phone and we've got later on. We've got lots going on tonight.
Well, look, the bottom line is it would be a very, very unusual night in Scottish football if there were not.
Danilo! 1-0 Rangers!
There you go, there's the first talking point. Billy?
No, I think it's Hibs that give the loose with a pass. You can tell me who it is, Rory, but in this case, Chamiti finds Danilo and he just gets at the edge of the box, takes a touch with his right foot and kindly puts it across his body and swings a left foot at it and puts it right into the bottom corner of the goalkeeper's left-hand post, and he has no chance. It is a brilliant finish from Danilo.
Yeah, it's Cadden on the right-hand side, right wing-back, who gives it away, and Chamiti, to be fair to him, does pretty well, holds the ball up, and it's a great strike with his left foot from the edge of the box for Danilo. I was just about to say, I think it's a big night for strikers all round tonight. Braga and Shankland constantly producing the goods. Danilo does there. It's a lovely finish, low to the keeper's left-hand side. Slack from Cadden right enough, and it gets punished. I did say this fixture likes to deliver goals, but Danilo, interesting to see how Mikey Moore gets on tonight as well. Chamiti with a lot to prove, and I think for Celtic as well, Johnny Kenny will be desperate. Home tie against Falkirk to get off the mark and score a goal, but fantastic finish and start for Danilo.
It's amazing, right? I mean, Danilo, not exactly free scoring now, 2 and 2. Chamiti,
two really good
very
finishes,
criticised. Yeah, 2 very good finishes. Chamiti, obviously one of the most talked about players in the country for all the wrong reasons. Goal at the weekend, good decent play there for the. So, you know,
yeah, indeed.
Hesitate. Things are beginning to look up maybe for Rangers.
Yeah, indeed.
Whisper it.
Yes, indeed. But I remember Yeaman scoring a hat-trick through Easter Road, and it still wasn't enough to win the game not so long ago. I know you're potentially a fan of Mikey Moore, Tom. I know you think he gets about the pitch well and has shown small glimpses. I thought he looked better when he came on against Kilmarnock at the weekend, so I think it's a big night for him, because I think the jury's very much still out on him.
No, that's true. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, but it just shows you, doesn't it, when you change the manager, players who are out of the picture suddenly get a chance to come in and play and show their talent. And to be honest, I think Danilo's had little clips
throughout his Rangers career where you think, oh, he's turned the corner. No, he hasn't. He's back to normal. He's invisible again. And there you go, 2 goals in 2 games. Suddenly you found a striker. When you went and spent money on Miovski, you spent big money in Chermiti. Now you've got someone in the building who's finding goals.
I think as well, Craigs, the change of shape has helped. The
I
three
agree.
at the back, Magoma at left wing back, slightly less defensive responsibilities. Of course, he still needs to work back and defend. However, he can be higher up the pitch. And Max Aarons, it's a huge night for him. I'm not convinced Aarons and Giga's a good combination potentially down that right hand side. I think it's a side of the pitch Hibs will very much look at. However, it's a big night for Max Aarons as well.
First goal of the evening scored by Danilo, 3rd of the season. Hibernian 0, Rangers 1 in the EFL Cup. It's Arsenal 0, Brighton 0, Liverpool 0-0 against Crystal Palace, Swansea 0, Manchester City 0, Wolves 0, Chelsea 1 early goal from Andre Santos in that one. It is open all mics. If you want to hear full live commentary of St Mirren against Hearts, you get that online. You'll also get Hibernian against Rangers online. bbc.co.uk/Sports Scotland. Billy.
No, it's Alan Preston, Richard. It's a ball played through to John Joe Kenny. He's clean through, but it hits his heel. You'll see it there. He's unlucky. Whether or not he could have avoided the ball, I'm not so sure. But what a chance.
It was a wonderful pass from midfield. It's difficult to see who it was. We've not seen the replay just yet.
It was Engels, I think it was.
Really intelligent pass, but it just got a little bit unlucky, you would have to say. But he's looking to take that first touch in front of him, hits his heel and goes behind him, Alan.
Alan, you getting muddled up with John Joe Kenny and Johnny Kenny?
I was just thinking that.
Sorry,
No, I'm just thinking because where's he? He's playing somewhere. Is he playing in Germany somewhere? John Joe Kenny?
He was in Germany, right back.
I think he's still there. It just came into my head there just when I heard it.
So online for those commentary, St Mirren Hearts, Hibernian Rangers, bbc.co.uk/Sports Scotland. Celtic against Falkirk is it's also online, but you get it on the radio on medium wave and also on Radio Scotland Extra. This is open all mics here on BBC Radio Scotland. We're keeping an eye on all 5 games. We've got the reporters, the pundits out at all 5 games, and as soon as anything happens in any of them, you will hear about it right here on Sports Sound. So the last time we were with Ian McCall, they were just about to kick off. Well, the early stages looked.
Yeah, we're underway, well underway. I mean, Hearts are side okay, but St Mirren have been the better side. They're causing a real problem down Hearts' right side. Harry Milner's getting pulled way back. McEntie's almost going as a centre back. Declan John just had a cross come shot that the goalie had to save, but it's St Mirren getting in behind Hearts far too easily, I would imagine, for Derek's liking. Still 0-0 though.
And Aberdeen got in behind Kilmarnock, will he?
They did, yeah. It was Jensen that I think it was Jensen that made the run forward. I'm sure it was. He's playing a little bit inverted there to make the run through the middle. Good defending, good goalkeeping as well. But Aberdeen have started really brightly. It's been a very good start. Jimmy Tilley will be delighted with that. Long time to go, that's for sure. But they've kind of a dominated possession. They've looked bright going forward as well. They're playing with the 3 at the back. 2 wing backs they've got that high starting position as well. Young Dylan Lobin is looking pretty comfortable. And Carlson's got something special in him, so I think Jimmy Tilley needs that to come out of him tonight. But Aberdeen have started extremely well, but still goalless here.
So that was almost a goal here, Richard. Just Harry Milne took the ball from the corner, and Rory will probably tell me, I don't know if anybody got on the ball, but it looked as if it was one of them that was going to go past the goal. He just got a save in at the last minute. All I think it would need was a Hearts player going to touch it in the net.
Yeah, indeed. A potential handball as well as the crosses come in, so it took a deflection, but it's one of those that bounces right in front of the goalkeeper. Nobody manages to get across him, Ian, and he managed to collect the ball up, but it's a good ball in from Harry Milne.
Well, Hearts will be pleased to have got up the pitch.
Now, Falkirk, good defending by Scales in the end. Oh, collision there. Really good play by Scales in the end. He gets himself in front of Ethan Ross, who's played through. Scales just manages to be strong. Ross runs into Schmeichel. Everything's fine, but that was almost a half chance here for Falkirk. They've started really well, Richard. Really good passing and moving off the ball. Really good side to watch, Falkirk.
See Kasper Schmeichel not at all happy with Ethan Ross. It's an awful lot Ethan Ross could do there, was that?
Entitled to go for the ball. I don't know if Kasper Schmeichel's saying his studs were shown or studs were raised, but
the ball was loose. The ball was loose. You're allowed to compete for the ball. I don't know what Casper Schmeichel is on about there.
Yeah, and John Joe Kenny, Craigs, is in at Pauk along with Greg Taylor.
That's where he is. Do you know, because I looked a couple of weeks ago at it, Rory, for some reason his name came up, and I looked. You're right, Pauk Salonic along Greg Taylor. Spot on.
He was in Germany. You're right. He went from Everton to Germany.
Billy, your game looks pretty lively, doesn't
it's
it?
lively, Richard. The boys were just letting them talk there because he had a few chances, but had a couple here. Mulligan had a run and set up McGrath, had a good strike, but it was straight down the throat of Butland, and then Barlaser, he was slack with a pass, and Moore had a shot, and then there John Suter got a little bump from Bowie. I thought the referee was going to let it go, and it was a 50-50 with Jack Butland. Butland won it anyway, but this is some games playing at some pace.
Jaden McGomas started well again. He's got Carden in the book after dashing by him. I think he put through his legs. He looks like he's taken a lot of confidence for the weekend, Billy.
Yeah, and I mean, John Beaton wasn't slow to pull out the yellow straight away, so Chris Carden's got to be careful.
Still 1-0 for Rangers on that one. Danilo with the only goal that came in the 5th minute. Celtic 0, Falkirk 0. But the visitors, Alan, look to be acquitting themselves pretty well.
Very good. Yeah, good shape to them, Richard. They all know their drills. They're watching. They're all running with their men. Celtic make a lot of forward runs, especially from the middle of the park, but they're matching their runners at the moment. They're dropping back in a really nice shape, and at the moment it's still early on. You ought to go on 13 minutes. Celtic are finding it a little bit difficult just to get round the back of them.
You noticing anything different about Celtic, Alan? That Martin O'Neill said he wanted intensity, he wanted confidence?
Not really. It's all the same, you know. Nygren's the one that's going to try and support Kenny if he can. Engels is going to try and get on the ball. He's been on it a couple of times and given it away. Then there's a pass for Tanecki trying to make the run over the top. Whether he'll catch it, no, he won't. But no, it's for me so far, it's been Falkirk that's had the better of this opening 13 minutes. They've been very, very good.
I think the main criticism of Celtic this year, Rory, has been, as touching on there, and they talk about the need for a bit more pace, a bit more intensity. It's not been Celtic at that level that we've become so used to for seasons now.
Yeah, they've set such a high bar and such a high standard. Now, it's been much spoken of, the turnover in players and the quality which has come in has not been quite at the standard as previous players. And I think that's had an impact, and I would generally say that off the field things don't really affect players. They don't pay attention. I think
Benny Benigni, watch. Brilliant bit of play. Lawrence Shankland's ran 25 yards with the ball, and he's played in Benigni, and he's just hit it off the road. It's right from my angle. I think it's in, and it's hit off the inside of the post. It was almost 1-0 to Hearts there. Sorry, Rory.
No, that's quite all right. Just watching it back here, he doesn't get in the box all too often, Benigni. I remember Stephen Naismith saying that he doesn't like to shoot too much. He likes to pass the ball, but it's a good run actually. He cuts in.
He tried to pass in the net there, didn't he?
Oh, it's so unlucky.
Hits the inside of the post and right back across goal for a goal kick. Yeah, he's very unlucky.
I've got to say, initially I just saw the aftermath of it, and I think quite surprised at the way Ian then described it, and then when you see it unfold, he's done really well actually. He's cut back inside, he's given himself the opportunity, and he's desperately unlucky.
Well, he's hit the inside of the post and it's come across the face of the goal, and it's
behind the keeper.
Behind the keeper. Right across the face of the goal. Really unlucky. Great effort.
Just to go back to Celtic, I don't think players do get affected too much a bit off the field things, but I think there's been so much noise, so many unprecedented events that have happened over the last kind of little while that I think it has had an impact. And it's strange to say that, but I think it has, and I think the full club is just lacking a little bit of direction and leadership at the moment. Tanecki's the one bright spark, but as each game goes by and he doesn't contribute a goal and assist, people will start asking questions of him as well. So look, they'll be hoping for a win tonight. I think they will have enough in the end, but Falkirk look like they're really good, right up in the halfway line, Alan, as well. They're not sitting back.
Passing it, Scott Bain running about it. He's one thing, he's very good with his feet. He comes out and quite comfortable. He's good passer of the ball, so he starts it. They're very confident just giving him it back and starting again. But they've been excellent. They've been a better side so far.
I'll tell you, this is really good again, Rich. I mean, Rangers the corner, it comes out to Magoma, hits a fine volley straight at Salinger, but he just takes it, catches it, kicks it quickly. Kludgy is off and running, and Raskin has to get back to clear at the other end of the pitch on the 6-yard box. Incredible stuff.
You think Doddsy, if Rangers can win tonight, the importance of bringing in the manager instead of waiting a number of weeks on Muscat, a semi-final coming up obviously on Sunday, if they can go and win that, I think getting the manager in is the right thing to do.
Look, they needed it sorted one way or another, and they have, and they've got Danny Rowe now. The fans are chanting his name. They are playing. They've got a confidence about them just now. I mean, you saw what happened in the European game. It was a really poor performance, diabolical, you have to say. But then them beating Kilmarnock has given them a huge lift, and they're taking into this game. But Hibs are playing their part as well, I have to say.
I've got to say, pretty much every time I look up or look at that screen, it seems to be Hibernian who are pushing up the pitch, so they're
here they are again. Clegy, the shooter does well, covers across. I think it helps. I think it was Rory who was talking about it there, certain positions. I said the same on Saturday with Magoma, just taking away his positional defensive responsibilities, Richard, because he gets a 1-on-1, he can run the ball, and he handles quick wingers, but sometimes he's been done with cross balls, and he looks really...
Chance! Oh, what a chance that is for Taneki. I think it's at the back post. It's an Engels corner, flicked on by Trusty. It goes to Kaneki at the back post.
Oh dear.
Poor effort in the end. He's got to do better.
Yeah, he completely slices the ball. I don't know who's meant to be picking him up or marking him, but John McGlynn will not be happy with that. But he takes his touch, which is the right thing to do, composes himself, and then absolutely lashes at it. He's got his head in his hands at the moment, and no wonder he's shaking his head. Because the ball actually landed up back with Engels, who had taken the corner on the other side of the pitch.
Big slice.
Still Celtic nil, Falkirk nil. Actually, Alan, I was going to ask you, we heard earlier about the Celtic fans' protest outside the stadium. They called for them to be there about 7 o'clock. It looked to be fairly well attended. What's it like inside the stadium from the fans' point of view?
It's packed, Richard. There's no hostility at the moment, but it's rammed, honestly. There's not many seats available. I'm just looking round. Yeah, I can't see many seats available. Looks a really big crowd.
And so far, they are awaiting the first goal of the evening. Falkirk have more than played their part. It is Celtic nil.
Could be. It is. It's Stuart Armstrong. It's Carlson comes in. He drills the ball. It takes a little deflection. Lazetic is offside, a mile offside, but he's running back the part, and he takes no part in the build up to that one. And Stuart Armstrong, as it bounces, just plays it into the ground. I think it plays it into the ground. It bounces over the goalkeeper into the back of the net. 1-0 Aberdeen. Yeah, it's a big goal for Aberdeen. Just waiting to see it again, Willie. It looks like you've described it pretty bang on. Just don't give the VAR any ideas with any mention of offsides, potential offsides. They are checking. The only thing they can check is Lazetic, but he sprints back. He doesn't take part in it. He's nowhere near the ball, so he's not interfering with anything. So, for me, it's a good goal. Armstrong comes from a deep position. He is not offside. It can only be Lazetic in my book, but they will check it. And
here's a free kick for Falkirk. Free kick for Falkirk. You're talking about 27 yards out. Ross is over it. Miller's over it. Schmeichel's got a four-man wall. We'll see how we go here. It looks like it could be Ethan Ross could be the favourite here.
Yeah, just very quickly, Alan, before that free kick's taken, Alan, Lazetic is in an offside position, but he doesn't affect the centre-back's attempt to try and play the ball whatsoever, so goal given absolutely correctly.
Cool
free
finish.
Kick hit the wall. Poor.
Cool finish, Armstrong.
Yeah, it was, as Willie said, he kind of side-footed it down into the ground.
Tom.
What a pass, Clegy.
So it's a perfect finish.
What a tackle.
Billy.
Cleagy's through 1-on-1. It's a brilliant play. I think it was McGrath winning the ball, and he just bent it in behind I think it was Giga, and I'll tell you what, he showed some pace. Wait, you see it, Rory getting back to catch Clegy and tackle him at the precise point that he was going to pull the trigger. Yeah, it's a great tackle, great recovery tackle. The only issue Rangers, or worry from Rangers' point of view, is that Cleagy's playing on the shoulder. You don't want to have to making too many of those tackles, Billy, because he's getting behind a couple of times. But it's a really good tackle in the end from Giga. Going forward, if it was Clegy, then I'd be pulling on to Cornelius because he's not quick. Yeah, and that would be the one. But obviously Giga is, and he caught him up there. He probably 2 yards there start and caught him up and got the tackling. Yeah, he did. Really good defending.
Stuart Armstrong's first goal for Aberdeen coming in the 18th minute at Rugby Park. It is Kilmarnock 0, Aberdeen 1. It's still Hibernian 0, Rangers 1. Danilo's third of the campaign came in the 5th minute. Goalless Celtic against Falkirk. Stephen Craigan also goalless at Fir Park.
Yeah, Richard, and probably just to sum up where Motherwell are at the moment. for me.
Oh, what a block that is.
72% possession and not a shot on target.
Wow.
So, you know, they dominate the ball, they play lovely patterns. Box to box, between the boxes is great, but at the top end of the pitch, I just think at times they lack a little bit of a cutting edge. What happens is, they get into the final third, then they play an extra 3 or 4 passes they don't need to play. And by that stage then, Dundee United have regrouped, and there's 8 or 9 players around the 18-yard box. So it becomes really difficult then to try and pierce with passes or put crosses into the box, because Dundee United have got a lot of players in that area of the pitch. So I just think when they get forward, can they play forward a little bit quicker? Can they put the cross in earlier? Can they have the shot a little bit earlier? Because this kind of rate, they're never going to get an attempt on target, but they're dominating the ball. Dundee United haven't really had to show their teeth. They're just sitting off, allowing Motherwell to have the ball. The problem they have is when they win the ball, they're not keeping it well enough. They're going long and giving it away, which means Motherwell are starting to play and build up play. But there's been very, very little goal-mouth action, which is why I've been quite quiet.
You have.
Chris, I know Jens Bertolascu will argue that if you play his style of football well enough, nobody can stop it. But do you think teams eventually will find a way to play against Motherwell?
Just let them have the ball. That's what teams will end up doing. Physically, they're not big. Rory, Stephen O'Donnell's the biggest one. He's not really an overly aggressive right back. They don't have a lot of height, so I imagine teams will look at set plays. When you get into the final third, can you put crosses in? I mean, Nikolai Muller's 6'4". He hasn't really had a lot of service, but at Dundee United get into the final third, I can imagine Jim Goodwin, for example, will just be wanting to put crosses in. It's interesting you're talking about Jens Bertolascu. There's not many teams in the world can play the same way for 90 minutes or control a game for 90 minutes. So Motherwell's problem has been at times this year, it's when they're not in control of the game, how do they manage it? And that's where they've conceded their goals and give up points. So that's certainly an aspect that they have to work on.
It's Chris Cadden.
Yeah, he's had the hook. Magoma, you can see it's in his head, the yellow card. There was a 50-50, he was probably favourite, and he pulled back, and then Magoma got past him, got the cross in. There might be an injury, I doubt it. I think Magoma was giving him a hard time, so
big call.
Yeah, he's disappeared. Chris Cadden, he's off, and Chaiwa's on.
Yeah, I wonder if he was just holding his leg, his hamstring maybe, as he came off there.
Regardless, if you're getting subbed after 20 minutes,
that's exactly what you do.
Either way.
Right, still 1-0 Rangers. Aberdeen in front against Kilmarnock. The league leaders' Hearts. There you go, Alan. Still goalless, Ian, at Paisley.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Mark O'Hara had a decent chance of some run from a set play. Quite a good set play, actually. They put all the big boys in the box and have just dropped it to the edge of the box. He's half volleyed over the bar. But Beningwini has had the best chance. He made it himself, as you all saw. He cut and hit the inside of the post. St Mirren, I think, are probably the better team. But for me, Hearts look more dangerous. It's still 0-0, Richard.
Richard, you'll be able to say that all night if you want, even with the results. Doesn't matter, just keep saying it.
Carlson looks really lively for Aberdeen, Willie. Really impressed with him so far.
He's that type of player, you know. He's direct. He's got very, very quick feet as well. You know, he can go inside, outside. He likes a strike at goals as well. You know, the goal came from his strike. It was deflected, and it fell from Armstrong. But for me, he's got his dancing shoes on, Stuart Armstrong, tonight. I think he's been brilliant. I think just he's on his toes, you know. He's got that run, that kind of a very elegant run, and he's on form. Looks as though he's got his fitness and his sharpness back.
Never a hair out of place either when it comes to Stuart Armstrong, Willie.
Oh, what a tackle that is from Lisa at the back post. It's a brilliant ball for Sarachi into the box. James Forrest is coming in, diving in there, but what a tackle away for a corner.
Yeah, it's a lovely cross.
Yeah,
really good ball into the back post. You've seen Forrest creep in at the back stick. Leela Bada was a master at it in the bigger games, but it's a wonderful challenge to clear the danger.
Yeah, so Falkirk maintaining the 0-0 scoreline at Celtic Park. Aberdeen in front, and certainly, Willie's sounding a little bit lighter and brighter than he has done in recent matches so far, but we all know that can change very quickly, and it is up to Kilmarnock, it's up to Stuart Kettlewell to find something just to kind of turn this game around now, Willie.
My mood was dampened when I read that 11 o'clock finish, and I had to drive back up to Aberdeen, to be perfectly honest, tonight. But yeah, I mean, listen, it's football, isn't it? You've got to appreciate when a team's playing well and you get exciting players, and we've watched Stuart Armstrong over the years as well, and he can light up the field of play, can't he? He's getting to the veteran stage. Well, it's not really, is it? 32, is he 33 yet? But anyway, he's a wonderful player, and tonight he's been brilliant to just watch his control of the ball, his anticipation, his way to pass forward as well. You know, he's playing in a, but Polvara is playing deep with Shinnie, and Armstrong is the one that's further forward, but he's still in a midfield area, rather than Auschwitz, who kind of plays more like a kind of a forward type player.
Yeah.
Stuart Armstrong is midfield, but he's playing maybe 5 yards in front of the two sitting midfield players, and it's working well.
He's got the only goal of the evening so far.
Richard, just to keep you going here in your absence, because you've not been done a programme this for a while with me anyway or whatever, but I've been keeping on top of Willie, just making sure he's all right, dropping him the messages every now and again, just making sure everything's fine.
I mean, I appreciate it, Richard. I appreciate it. I do.
I do check in with him from time to time and send him a care package, a couple of bottles of rosé.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Dermot Desmond's in the building tonight. Just seen how he close
at Celtic Park. Yeah,
indeed.
They're all here tonight. I can see them all. Every one of them's here.
And is the stadium festooned with sack the boards banners
just
as
a
normal?
Little bit. No, it's not sack the board. It's got the usual circles around the four men, but there's not many. There's just at the back where the Green Brigade are.
Biscuits, we all know that the board never gets sacked, though.
No.
It's a waste of time. It's an absolute waste of time.
I think the Celtic fans are looking for change, but do you realistically think there's going to be change? I doubt it. Very much so. No chance.
I think there'll be some change. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm talking about a new ownership, Tom.
Oh, no. I think they want a couple of people off that board.
I think the bigger picture, Tom, is they actually want things to change come January. I don't think they believe that anyone's going to walk out, but they want them to take notice when it comes to January.
Well, yeah, they obviously want them to take notice. They want them to listen, because the fans don't feel as if they're listening
to. Team to be winning again, Tom.
Yeah, they do.
But does it matter about the board if you're winning games of football?
Really, I disagree.
It doesn't. I'm telling you, you're lifting trophies.
I think this time is different.
There's a chance now. He's through, Negrin. Scott Bain goes into the challenge. The what Celtic won a penalty, not for me. I think Bain's done really well. He comes out and wins the ball. It will be checked. Have a look at it, Rory. It doesn't blame Negrin.
That's a big chance. Certainly Scott Bain.
It's a goal at St Mirren Park. It's for the home side. And it's an absolutely marvellous overhead kick. I think it was Lundela. The ball, just a bog standard ball into the box. Bounced up, and you have a look at it in the studio, and his overhead kick to right into the top corner to put St Mirren ahead. It's 1-0 St Mirren.
Yes, indeed. You did say that St Mirren were the better team, Ian, without creating all that much. That's a big goal for them. It is
that wasn't even a chance either, was it? I mean, it was a magnificent finish, I think.
I mean, we've seen an awful lot.
What a save by Ben! Goal! You let me know. I think it maybe Engels. I don't know. I'm waiting to see. It was a Kim It's a great save from Bain. Diving to his right, it comes out.
Johnny Kenny.
Johnny Kenny knocks it in. That's brilliant play by Celtic in the first place. It was a great hack, good save by Bain. He's unlucky with the rebound. Kenny's on right on the target, knocking it into the back of the net. 1-0 to Celtic, 21 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, the goal in Paisley's an overhead kick. It's a really good finish. He missed a few chances up at Tannadice, so he'll be delighted to get on the score sheet and make it 1-0. Talking about being delighted to get on the score sheet, that'll be a big weight off Johnny Kenny's shoulders. Arnie Engels has been very good. The chance for Negrin there, which did not lead to the penalty, really deft touch round the corner. Negrin with a shot there, Bain with a good save, and Johnny on the spot to tap it in.
Actually, was it a save or did it hit the post?
Did it hit the post?
It certainly hit the post, but I don't know if he's got a touch.
Might have been the ball tips to it.
But he was alert, and actually was everything a striker should be, Rory, under those positions.
Absolutely, and I think Johnny Kenny's the type to score that type of goal. Fox in the box, ricochets, rebounds, he's there to score the goal. I think that'll do him the world of good, because he's a young lad, been put in a difficult position, but what he has got, which not many players do, and I've been a victim of it as well, you don't get many opportunities at these clubs, and circumstances have dictated that he's going to get a run in the team, so it's big for him to score that goal. So pleased for him. Being unlucky because he does get fingertips to it, but no jump in the air from Martin O'Neill, just a hand in the air.
Second goal of the season for Johnny Kenny. It was also a second goal of the season for Dan Lundulu, who, it was a magnificent, and one of those, Ian, as you said, it wasn't even a half chance for him.
No, I mean, it was a bog standard ball into the box, Richard, and I take it your heavy pronunciation means I'm pronouncing it incorrectly.
To be fair, trying to get it done for myself.
I know.
Lundulu.
Oh, listen, it was just an absolutely fabulous finish, and it was one of them that he couldn't generate any power so he had to kind of lift it, an overhead kick, and he's kind of lifted it, and he just lifted over the goalie. The finish was perfection. And I think St Mirren have been the better team, although Hearts have looked more dangerous, but obviously the home side are 1-0 up.
Hibs are having a spell, great deal of pressure. They had a corner, comes in, I think it's Hanley, just hangs above the Rangers defence, hits it into the ground, and Butland has to pull it round the post.
This kind of problems that Hearts have had in Paisley, returning again. The record there is awful. Big test now for Hearts, isn't it? Mm-hmm. In a place that they don't like. 1-0 down.
Knocked out the Premier Sports Cup there, of course.
Yeah, I think it's a 1 win in 9 or something like that. It's something really bad anyway.
It's incredible.
They are a good side, though.
They haven't been scoring much, though, Ian, you know. They haven't had much of a threat.
Goals. Yeah. But they do look at it, and I've seen them a couple of times this season. They are a good side, and I think they play more football than they're given credit for. Of course, physically they're very strong. They're not going to change their tactics. They do go 3 at the back, 5 across. They always, as Derek was saying before the game, they always keep their strikers up front. If they're going to press the ball, the 2 will still stay up. You don't play 1 up and 1 off. I mean, they're a formidable team here at St Mirren Park. Obviously, a lot of the fans have been saying that they've been playing a lot better the last 3 games than the results, but they do need to get results on the board.
1-0 it is for St Mirren.
Save that is for Schmeichel. Brilliant stop, really was. Ball breaks at the edge of the box. We're going to show you is there. He's the one that hits it with his left foot. Schmeichel, good save. Jumps on it second time round as he spilled it. But good save from him.
Yeah, good strong hand, Alan, wasn't it, as he got there just to easy, I suppose, at times. The goalie just took the ball. I mean, looked like it was fairly well struck, just to kind of overpower the wrist, I suppose. But he's blocked that one on the line and fallen on it.
Yeah, good save in the end. Falkirk still playing really well. Adams just had another shot at goal there as well, coming in from the right back area. Played well, Falkirk. Celtic lead 1-0.
Right, Marco Lazatic down for Aberdeen with an injury in an unfortunate place. I'm trying to work out exactly how he'd got it, but it was the flailing boot which caught him between the legs from behind. And I'm sure you've experienced that out there on the pitch. It's going to take him a wee while to get his breath back, I think.
Yes, he is struggling. He's down there and still on his knees, but he's managing to get up now and he's moving. I was going to say no, I better not.
No, just
I'll just take a deep breath and
always
let's on with the game.
To 10. Nice one. Have you seen anything more from Kilmarnock off the back of this strong start for Aberdeen?
I'm not too sure what's going on here, Richard. The referee, there's a mob round about. I think he's bringing 2 players over, and one of them's Lazatic and the Kilmarnock player. Can't see, even if he turns round, I probably wouldn't be able to tell you who he was. And the referee's having a look.
I think it's Robbie Dees.
Is it?
Yeah, it is Robbie Dees. I mean, Robbie Dees, the initial tackle, he does actually well to get his foot on it, and it's completely accidental. He catches Lazatic, so I don't know whether Lazatic has been unhappy with it. I think Watson got booked in the aftermath, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Well,
I think Watson went up to Lazatic and either said something or tried to drag him up from the ground, and while he was in agony, trying to get his breath back, and I think that's what the yellow card was given for. But you're right, I mean, there's nothing in it. You know, nothing in it.
Still 1-0 for Aberdeen against Kilmarnock. Billy, Rangers still with the advantage at Easter Road.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed the game. Hibs are having a spell without creating too many chances. They had the corner with the Hanley header, but my word, they are keeping the ball now and pinning Rangers back. They've played some lovely football. This isn't over
there's
by a long shot.
1-1. It's not Love Street, it's St Mirren Park. It's just a ball into the box. I think it was Harry Milne stuck it in. It's broke to who else? Lon Shanklin, and he's just side-footed it in the corner. Very comfortable finish. It came from absolutely nothing, but it was a clinical finish. Makes the game 1-1.
It was really interesting that I mean, there was no great emotion initially. He'd run into the net, he picked up the ball, he's come back out, but actually as he got further up the pitch and he looked across to those Hearts fans, and then the emotion came out from the Hearts captain.
Richard, I think Hearts see this as a huge game. I mean, the Celtic game of the weekend takes care of itself. The media everywhere, even down south, the media was focused on that game because it was Celtic, what was going on at Celtic with the Tony Bloom situation. This is the type of game, if you're going to compete to win the league, you've got to go and try and win, or at least not get beat.
Yeah, I think it's Conor McMenamin, I think, who goes to take a touch and he's
teed it up, isn't he?
It's a poor touch.
It's a good assist for Shankland.
Yeah, and the last person you want to be making a mistake in the box and the ball falling to for St Mirren is Lawrence Shankland, as you say. Ian as clinical as ever.
Well, he told me he was going to go 2 ahead of Braga tonight. The level just now, I think he's 1 ahead of them now.
That's him 1 ahead, yeah. Ninth of the season, Lawrence Shankland for Heart of Midlothian. It's his 70th top flight goal.
It's healthy that as well, Richard. That mentality of wanting to Braga and Braga wanting to get the better of Shankland.
Alan, tell us about the ball.
That's a great ball in from James Forrest.
Speak. Sorry, I just think I think it looked like a penalty kick. Harry Milne has just absolutely barged into the back. I can't quite see who the St Mirren player was.
Keanu Bacchus.
Bacchus. You guys can tell me from here. It looked like a foul. It looked like a penalty kick.
It's just coming up now. Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's shoulder to shoulder, maybe just shoulder to his back slightly.
Shoulder to upper back. I think it's
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Really, so I just have a look. There's a heavy tackle from Craig Sibbald on. There's a Padinger. It was really heavy, but it was late. I mean, he's got back to his feet. The Motherwell fans weren't happy. The guy in front of me jumps and looks at me and waves at me as if I can see something he can't see. But anyway, just in case it was worse.
It's Elliot Watt in the middle of the pitch.
Was it Elliot Watt? It was a late tackle. And do you know what it boiled down to? Frustration, because Dundee United have not kept the ball. When they've got it, they've turned it over. They've got it and turned it over. And Craig Sibbald is someone who wants to play with the ball at his feet, but he hasn't had anywhere near enough touches of the ball, and I think that's just a little bit of frustration getting to him.
Yeah, we've not got a replay of it yet, Craigs, but I'll keep an eye out, and fingers crossed we get a wee replay of it so we can cast our eye on it.
So Stephen McDonald down as well, Richard. He's got a knock, and I think last year ahead of the semi-final against Rangers, in the game just before it, he went off with an injury. And Motherwell are playing in the cup semi-final this weekend again against St Mirren. Stephen O'Donnell has gone off with an injury, so hopefully Lightning hasn't struck twice for him.
Great play by Celtic, good save. James Forrest with a hit, Scott Bain diving to his left, away for a corner. Really nice play by Celtic, one touch stuff.
Right, what I've seen in flashes this evening is more like Celtic that we've watched for years.
Do you know what was interesting? The goal that McGregor got at Tynecastle, that was a little snapshot of what Celtic used to be like, and it just came and went very quickly. But tonight there's a little bit more of that slick, it's quicker.
Engels' touch again there, Tom, was wonderful.
Yeah, Engels.
I'll tell you what isn't slick, the bird droppings that are dropping on me from here. It's ridiculous. Absolute nonsense. 2-0! Kenny again! Ball in the back post, head across by Negrin, and there's Kenny again with a header past Bain into the back of the net. I'll go and clean myself up just as the ball comes out the back of the net.
Well, maybe the noise of the fans will have scared the pigeons off, and you won't
hopefully not
anymore.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
That was a delightful finish, wasn't it, Rudy?
It was a good header. I think John McGlynn will be seriously disappointed that a ball's floated into his box, that Negrin gets not only a header on it, but is able to direct his header across the box to Johnny Kenny, and it's a wonderful finish into the bottom corner, but the defending leaves a lot to be desired there. There's no
two free headers.
Yeah, he floats in between the right back and the centre back, Negrin, and you want to be getting enough pressure that he's not able to get a clean header on it. He picks out his teammate, and it's a fantastic finish.
Lovely cushioned finish in the corner, but two free headers.
Yeah, hats for him now.
Really confident, and I just wonder if that's come from the fact that he's got that goal just a few minutes earlier, and he's feeling an awful lot better about himself, because he obviously played against Hearts, and some of the guys who were doing the commentary for us that day felt that he just lacked presence up there. But he's made his presence felt this evening.
He has, and like if you're Johnny Kenny and you listen to the endless chat about Celtic never signed a striker, Kyogo gone, all the goals that have gone out of the team, he must be thinking, hang on, I'm still here, I can still play, and he's proven it tonight. He's got his chance tonight and has 2 goals already. Very good.
Ian, the referee's enjoying a yellow card in Paisley, isn't he? From not a lot in many of the challenges.
No, there was absolutely nothing in that one.
No.
I mean, I think it was a Hara trying to go by Big Craig Halkett, and I think he brushed him, and he's felt like it. I think it is a foul, but it's certainly not a yellow card.
I'd agree with that.
So Celtic 2-0 up against Falkirk. Johnny Kenny has got both goals. They've come in the 30th and 40th minutes. It's still Hibernian 0, Rangers 1. Danilo's early goal, Billy, that seems to have been a little bit quieter of late, or at least you have been.
Yeah, there's not been many chances. I'm enjoying the football. The pace of the game's incredible. Hibs have had a spell. Rangers have dampened it down. There have been a few yellow cards. Cornelius just getting booked. Magoma in the book now. Hanley in the book. And obviously Chris Cadden was in the book before he was taken off. But it needs... I think I wouldn't rule Hibs out of this. I mean, they've come really back into the game without creating a brilliant opportunity, but if Rangers score the next one, I think they'll go on to win the game. If Hibs get it, anybody's.
Still just the one goal there, one goal at Rugby Park as well, Willie Miller.
Yeah, still just a one goal. I think it was Greg Kilty had a strike there. Kilmarnock haven't done too much in the Aberdeen box, to be perfectly honest, but Kilty with the left foot had the strike. It was an easy take. For Meathoff in goal, but a little bit more life from Kilmarnock as we approach the halfway mark. Half time will soon be upon us, but Aberdeen are looking confident. You know that they've got plenty of energy out there, and some nice play from Lazetic and Stuart Armstrong in particular. So, you know, from an Aberdeen point of view, it's looking good. From a Kilmarnock point of view, I think they've got a lot of work to do to get back into this game and take something from it.
Stephen Cregan still hoping for a first goal of the evening at Fir Park.
I am, Richard. I thought Twanda Maswanisi was going to get it there. He was flagged offside. It was a good save by Kucherenko, and he comes! Goal! You've picked a moment to come and get me, Richard. Twanda Maswanisi. He almost opened the score a couple of minutes ago. He was flagged for offside. Good save by Kucherenko. This time, Regan's charge. Cook breaks down the left-hand side, fizzes the ball into the box. The opposite wide man getting across defenders who are square. Ball watching. Can't see him coming. I think it's his left foot he goes with and just knocks the ball into the bottom corner. Motherwell being the better side. They've lacked the cutting edge. They haven't had that acceleration in the final third that they need. But the one time they've done it, they've got the opening goal. Motherwell 1, Dundee United 0.
He's really racking up the goals, Maswanisi. He's a very important player. It's a great run. He's playing on the right-hand side, and he's timed his run perfectly, exactly where you'd want him when it's on the left-hand side, in between the two centre-backs.
Ball watching, Roy.
Yeah.
Ball watching, shoulders closed, no idea what's behind you.
Yeah.
And he just sneaks in with his left foot, doesn't he?
Yeah, instep of his left foot. Really tidy finish into the corner. A man in form. 1-0 Motherwell.
It's a 9th goal of the season for Tawanda Maswanisi. Joins Lawrence Shankland on that mark. The two of them jointly the top scorers for Premiership clubs this season.
Oh, he's got to score. What
competitions, Alan.
A real chance again. Negrin. It's great play. Taneki on the left-hand side. Goes by Adams, gets to the byline, cuts it back. Takes a good first touch as well, and then his shot goes over the bar. Celtic are playing really well after an initial 15-20 minutes where Falkirk were the better side. Celtic have really turned it on. Winning 2-0 should be more.
Yeah, I talked about Johnny Kenny perhaps gaining confidence from that early goal, but actually do you think Celtic as a team collectively gaining confidence as a result of being in front like this?
Without a doubt, you know, Richard, they look as if they can score at will now. I wouldn't be surprised me if Kenny gets a hat-trick over the night. Taneki's starting to look really dangerous in the wider areas. James Forrest is still doing it. Most decorated player in Celtic's history. Still got pace. How long he can last we don't know, but no, Celtic are starting to turn it on here. 2-0 up.
2-0 Celtic, 1-0 Rangers, 1-0 Aberdeen. It's 1-0 Motherwell as we just heard, and of course it's all tied up. One apiece in Paisley, Ian McCall.
It is, and this little character of a referee, Matthew McDermott, the locals are not having him. He's, as you can hear, they are not having him.
Celtic,
I mean, he is a bit fussy, I've got to say. I've seen him a few times. I think he may be a referee when I'm still managing, but he is a bit fussy. There's 2 or 3 times Halkett has challenged for the ball, and he's been a bit robust. I don't see a foul in it. Sometimes he gives a foul when it is a foul, and maybe when it isn't, he doesn't. So, yeah, he's the fans are going a wee bit crazy, certainly the home fans. Still 1-1 though. We must be nearly at half time now, Richard.
Landulu with the opening goal for Simon. Wonderful overhead kick. Lawrence Shankland firing in the leveller with his 9th of the season. As I mentioned earlier, that's his 70th goal in top flight Scottish football. Only 3 players have scored more than him in the Premiership since the SPFL began in 2013. Lee Griffiths on the top with 92, James Tavernier with 88, Alfredo Morelos on 78, and now Lawrence Shankland on 70. So he will be looking to add to that as the second half, or at least the first half, continues. Then we get the second half up and running as Heart of Midlothian look to extend this long winning run. Welcome back to those who have been tuned in to BBC Radio Scotland Extra. They have already heard about Celtic carving out a 2-0 advantage against Falkirk. There'll be live second half commentary to come from that game. And remember, also online, the two matches currently still underway. St Mirren against Hearts, Hibernian against Rangers. Both those games online at bbc.co.uk/Sports Scotland. Already half-time at Celtic Park, where it's 2-0 there. The other match is deep into stoppage time. I'd imagine at all of those. Willie still playing at Rugby Park.
Sorry, Richard. What is Kieran Bowie playing at?
That's awful. That's play acting, isn't it?
Yeah,
it looks a bit soft.
It's very soft. That is really poor from Bowie.
What I would add to that, Tom and Rory, is McGoma's got to be careful because, yeah, it's a soft foul, but then he's away remonstrating with it. Yeah, I know, but then he's away to the linesman and he's giving him plenty and he's in the book, and I'm thinking, oh, be careful, son. But they have a free kick in a dangerous position.
Right, Willie, just letting us know that Aberdeen have gone in 1-0 up at half-time at Rugby Park, and Hibernian with a free kick which is comfortably taken by Jack Butler. And I didn't actually see the incident because I was looking at some of the other pictures there. So
that's half-time at St Mirren, Richard, 1-1.
Thank you, Ian.
Half-time here, Richard, 1-0 Rangers.
What happened, Rory?
So he was challenging for the ball, Bowie, and McGoma comes across, and I mean, I think he grazes his shoulder, his face. It's difficult. We've only seen
I don't think it was his face. I think it was his kind of.
I mean, he
chest.
jumps like an Olympic diver and contorts his body in a position which is so unnatural. So clearly looking to get the player booked and win a free kick. Just really poor.
Right, Stephen, you're the only one still going, but at least you have a goal to savour.
Yeah, I think with 10 seconds left, Richard, before the referee blows his whistle, and I can tell you Jim Goodwin will be delighted to get the half-time because his team have not been in the game. They haven't really had any kind of ownership at all. They've had very little ball possession, haven't really created a chance. He needs to change something, and he will do it now because the referees just blew his half-time whistle. Motherwell 1, Dundee United 0.
So the score lines across the country: Celtic 2, Falkirk 0, Hibernian 0, Rangers 1, Kilmarnock 0, Aberdeen 1, Motherwell 1, Dundee United 0, and St Mirren 1, Heart of Midlothian 1.
Scottish football lives here.
What a goal! This is Sports Sound
from BBC Radio Scotland. The 1,000-mile challenge for BBC Children in Need.
Last year, BBC Radio Scotland joined radio stations across the country and swam 1,000 miles. This time, we're going to attempt to walk it.
There is a catch, though. BBC Radio Scotland needs to walk 25 miles over 2 days, 3-legged.
I'm Judith Ralston, and on the team with me will be Phil Goodlad.
And when the challenge starts, we'll be heading for the Kelpies in Falkirk, hopefully with some sunshine as well.
The 1,000-mile challenge for BBC Children in Need. To find out more, head to bbc.co.uk/walk. BBC Radio Scotland.
In the EFL Cup this evening, half-time is Arsenal 0, Brighton 0. It is Liverpool 0, Crystal Palace 2 at Anfield. Ismail Assar with both goals for Palace. Liverpool started Calvin Ramsey in that one. Swansea City 1, Manchester City 1. Franco for the home side, Doku levelling before the break. Wolves 0, Chelsea 3, so the visitors strolling to victory there. Santos, George and Estevao with the goals in that one, and Newcastle United 1-0 up against Tottenham Hotspur in that one at St James's Park. Fabian Schär with the only goal so far there. So let's get round our 5 Premiership encounters this evening. We'll start at Celtic Park, where people who have been tuned into Extra have been enjoying the commentary of Liam McLeod.
Well, 7,473 days since Martin O'Neill last took charge of a game here at Celtic Park, and he is absolutely delighted because the man with the highest winning percentage in Celtic managerial history is winning 2-0 at half-time. Falkirk started the game pretty well. They were bedded in nicely, they were threatening early in the piece. A couple of efforts, Scott Arfield inside the first couple of minutes before a Negrin header was saved up the other end. But there were other opportunities, and was a snapshot from Mugen Suyi, who forced a save out of Kasper Schmeichel, who had that loan spell at Falkirk all those years ago in his young playing days at Manchester City. But Johnny Kenny's the hero for Celtic. He scored both goals, and he came in the 30th and 40th minute. The first on the rebound from a Nygren effort, which was brilliantly saved onto the post by Bain. It bounced back to Kenny, where all good strikers should be, and he dumped it into the net to make it 1-0 for his second of the season. His third of the season wasn't too long in coming either. It's good play again by Celtic down that left-hand side. Nygren with a header down for Kenny, who stooped to head it into the far right corner of the net. Will do his confidence the world of good. He'll be eyeing up a hat-trick now as well. Celtic have had other opportunities. Benjamin Nygren has spurned a couple of glorious chances, but it is all good for Celtic this evening. Killian Sheridan, John McGlynn will be disappointed with the chances his team is coughing up, the goals that they've conceded. Celtic at times has been flashes of what they're all about, hasn't there, tonight, despite Falkirk starting the game well?
Yeah, tough. Falkirk first 20 minutes looked good, looked comfortable, played out through Celtic's press a few times, created some chances of their own. Kasper Schmeichel had to make a good save, one or two, but I just got the feeling Celtic capitalised when there was that little sense of they were starting to break Falkirk a little bit and create more chances. Like you said, Nygren had a few good chances where he should have done better, but it'll be about Johnny Kenny. He was there, he was alert when he needed to be, not really involved in the game much, but if you're winning 2-0 and you've scored the 2 goals, then it doesn't matter your involvement. You're the main guy.
Yeah, you're going back to 2007 to find March 2007 to find a Falkirk win over Celtic. Kasper Schmeichel keeping a clean sheet for the Bairns that day. It's a long way back for the comeback kings of the Premiership, though, Richard. Falkirk, they've been behind in every game bar one, and they've picked up plenty of results from positions where they've been behind. It's going to be a tall order in the second half, where half-time it is Celtic 2, Falkirk 0.
Johnny Kenny with both goals for Celtic in that one. So let's go next to Paisley, where it is St Mirren against Hearts. Ian, 1-1 at half-time.
Yeah, it's been a good game, Richard. I think Hearts had to sort out a problem in the first 10-15 minutes. McEntee, the right back, was getting pulled in by Halkett, way too narrow, and basically Harry Milne was just going all the way back, almost playing like an auxiliary right back, with Declan John pushing really high. When Hearts got that sorted, they became more dangerous. I think St Mirren have probably edged it, but Hearts really look a threat going forward. There was about a couple of kind of half chances. Mark O'Hara had a really good chance for the home side. It was a set routine from a corner, but it was played to the edge of the box rather than play in for the big guys, and he just didn't go over it, hit it over over the bar and a half volley. And then you all saw the one in the studio, Benny Beningame. It was a great run forward along Shackland, picked him out. He showed great skill. He's been terrific in the first half, and he's just curled it off the inside of the post. And I think just as Hearts were coming into it, the goal came absolutely out of the blue. It was just a bog standard cross. I think it may have been by Phillips into the box, not even from a good angle. It fell to Lindelöf, and he just overhead kicked it. He couldn't. There's no way he could get any power because there was no power in the ball, and he's just lifted it into the far top corner for a quite magnificent strike. It was only there for about 5 minutes though, and Hearts got an equaliser. McMenamin, who's playing right wing back for St Mirren, probably not his best position. He's teed Lawrence Shankland up in the box, and Lawrence was not going to miss that, and he's tucked it away with great composure. I think Hearts look really, really strong, but it's a really good St Mirren side, and it's a really interesting second half to come. It's 1-1 in Paisley.
Yeah, it's been all action. Remember, highlights from all 5 games on Sports Scene tonight, 10:45 on BBC One Scotland. So let's go to Billy Dodds, who's been enjoying the affair, I think, at Easter Road.
Yeah, it's been a really good game, Richard. Is this for a half-time report? I thought Alistair were doing it. You just want a little...
I was told the open all-micers would be helping me out throughout the course of this little part of the programme, so I've turned to you. It's up to you. If you want Alistair Lambert to do it, you get Al to do it.
I have just been down to the restrooms and just come back up and sat down.
I'm delighted you've made it back up from the restroom. Meantime, Al Lambert, we don't even have Al Lambert. He's not available to us. So, Billy, do you want a moment or two just to gather your thoughts, and then I'll come back to you?
No, I say
Right, I'm
taken Billy's microphone from him.
Look at that.
And
What a
I'll dig him
professional.
out of that
What a
massive hole
professional.
he's managed to get himself in.
What a mess.
Indeed. Anyway, it's been a fascinating game here, I have to say. I'm sure that's what Billy would have told you as well. A really good watch. Rangers, though, got the all-important goal early doors. Danilo with an absolutely fabulous finish from the edge of the box, left-footed into the bottom corner, beating Rafael Salinger. And that definitely gave Rangers a lift. They were the better team for that opening part of the game, but Hibs gradually came back into it and had a couple of chances of their own. Probably the closest they came to a goal was a Grant Hanley header at the back post, which Butland tipped wide. Not entirely sure if it was going to creep inside the post or otherwise, but Butland made sure and turned it round for a corner. But a very even game, you would have to say. Rangers much improved from the Rangers we saw under Russell Martin. This is my first viewing of them under Danny Rule, and there's so much more to admire about them. But Hibs, as we've seen, well, for the last year or so under David Gray, a really well organised unit. Plenty of threat from them, and you wouldn't be too surprised if they go and get a goal in the second half. But at half time, as Billy Dodds would also be able to tell you, it's Hibernian 0, Rangers 1.
And Hibernian looking to preserve that unbeaten home record in the league. It stretches back almost a whole calendar year. Right, no, there will be no confusion at Rugby Park, where the half-time report will indeed come from Willie Miller.
I've actually got a punter here, Richard, that's volunteered to do my report on my behalf. Do you want to hear from him? If not, then I'll go ahead
stick
and
with
give
you,
you
Willie.
a little summation of what's actually happened. In terms of possession, it's been roughly even, I would suggest, although Aberdeen started the game with much more intent than Kilmarnock did. The goal came, it is 1-0 at half-time. The goal came, it was Stuart Armstrong that took the opportunity as Marko Lasetic looked as though he was in offside position. It was Carlson that came in from the left-hand side. He struck the ball, it took a deflection. Lasetic is on the way out, not interfering in any shape or form with the play. It fell to Stuart Armstrong, and he took it with the instep. He kind of volleyed it into the ground, and as it went into the ground, it bounced over Oluwemi in goal and nestled in the back of the net to give Aberdeen at that stage a deserved lead. Kilmarnock did come into it, but I don't think they've got the same threat in the final third. They've had enough of the ball. The midfield has been decent. Greg Kilkie, prominent. David Watson and Brad Lyons, prominent in that area at times, but no real threat in the box. Marcus Dackers haven't had an opportunity at all. So as far as the home side's concerned, they haven't created enough to say that Aberdeen shouldn't be 1-0 up at half-time. For Aberdeen, I think Stuart Armstrong has been the man of the match. He certainly took my eye, that's for sure. A very delicate type of player, always on his toes, good touch, excellent way to pass forward as well to bring Carlson and Lasetic into the game. So I think at half-time there's not too much in it, and it could go either way, but I do feel that Aberdeen have had the upper hand in the first half, and they certainly took advantage of that goal by Stuart Armstrong. 1-0 here for the visitors.
Right, Willie, thank you. We'll get the half-time report from Furpak in just a moment or two, but they're back out at Celtic Park, so we need to split so that we can give you the options to listen into the various commentaries. So Celtic against Falkirk live on BBC Radio Scotland Medium Wave, also live on Radio Scotland Extra on BBC Sounds. Online you'll get St Mirren against Hearts and Hibernian against Rangers. That's at bbc.co.uk/sportscotland. On FM, online, and of course on BBC Radio Scotland on Sounds, you can find Open All Mics.
Scottish football lives here.
What a goal! This is Sports Sound
from BBC Radio Scotland.
So just about to get up and running at Celtic Park. The rest of the pitches, no players back out as yet. That Celtic game was very prompt in kicking off, and no first half stoppage time. So everyone else will be running just a little behind that. Let's get to Stephen Craig in half-time. Motherwell Dundee United.
Yeah, I'll keep it short, Richard. I actually said during Open All Mics that very seldom kind of team control a game for 90 minutes or play the same way for 90 minutes. Well, Motherwell have done it for 45 minutes because they've had 72% possession. Dundee United have shown very, very little. Callum Hendry had a shot after 26 minutes. Motherwell's first shot on target. Callum Slattery had a shot that didn't threaten the goal. Hendry had another shot over the bar. And I just felt watching Motherwell, it's as if they were trying to score the perfect goal. They lacked a little bit of incisiveness in the final third, but it did arrive in the 42nd minute. It was Emmanuel Longello down the left-hand side, a marauding run, fizzed the ball across goal. The Dundee United defenders were tracking back towards their own goal. They didn't see Tuanda Maswanisi coming from the right-hand side. He got in front of Bert Esselink and just calmly with his left foot put the ball past Kucherenko into the bottom left-hand corner. Jim Goodwin will have to change something.
Here's a chance for the hat-trick! Oh, smashed over the bar. Really good ball through to Kenny. Right foot shot just over the top of Scott Bain's crossbar.
I mean, it's going to happen at some point, I guess, for someone, but it's been a remarkable run in the last, well, not quite 2.5 seasons, but certainly in each of the 2 seasons previously in the Premiership, there's only been 1 hat-trick scored overall. So it wasn't a single hat-trick in 2023-24 in the Premiership. There was only 1 in season 24-25, and that was the last top-flight hat-trick scored by a player in the Scottish team. That was Hamza Igamani for Rangers against Hibernian back on January of this year. So, and it is bizarre because prior to that you were generally getting 6, 7, 8, 9 hat-tricks a season, and yet the last 2.5 seasons it's just it's hit the buffers. So
maybe we'll get one tonight, Richard. I think we'll get one.
You think you will?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just make a small point on Calvin Ramsey.
Yes.
I mean, Liverpool was 2-0 down against Palace Carabao Cup. The one player who's immune from criticism is Calvin Ramsey. He's being lauded all over the Liverpool fans.
Saw this, yeah, his performances with under 23s.
This is Anfield, one of the main fan sites, million followers. This is the Calvin Ramsey that I was so excited we signed. That range of passing and just his technique on the ball is delightful. And somebody else says, Calvin Ramsey was the answer all along. Amazing.
Wow.
First start in 3 years.
He actually scored a brilliant goal for the reserves the other day against Everton.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And that obviously got him in the team up.
Looks like it, Richard.
Right, Billy, you've got a couple of changes there.
Yeah, Gassama's on and Danilo's off, Richard. I'm just checking them just now. Just kicked off this second half. Rangers kicking from a left to right, and they're on the attack. I think Max Aarons has gone to left back as well.
James Tavernier's on,
yeah, he's obviously sharing the minutes about as well. We talked about at the start of the game where he's obviously got one eye on Sunday, but he's making sure people get minutes in their legs. So that's exactly what's happened with the Rangers changes.
Willie
Great
Miller.
chance here.
Oh.
Sorry,
Yes,
Richard,
Ian.
great chance. A couple of minutes in the second half, Lawrence Shanklin's been played through, and I think it took him by surprise. He had so much time. His first touch took him a wee bit wide, and then instead of playing it across the goal, he's actually just hit it into the side net. And it was a really good opening for him.
Well, not like Lawrence Shanklin to spurn that kind of opportunity. He has scored already tonight, of course. 1-1 it is between St Mirren and Hearts. Willie, was that an early second half chance for Kilmarnock?
From the corner, Richard. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Was it Williams that put it over the bar at the back post? It fell. It was one of the centre backs anyway that came up, and of course I could have told you that before he actually met the ball, that centre backs don't score with volleys from that kind of a distance. So he put it over the bar. It was a decent opportunity, and Kilmarnock have started with a lot of high press here. They're taking the game to Aberdeen. They've had the majority of possession as well. Aberdeen having to fold back and do more defending than they did in the first half.
Yeah, and I guess, I mean, that makes sense from Stuart Kettlewell's point of view. He'll know only too well that Aberdeen have folded in the last couple of games when the pressure has been put on them. They've been very vulnerable defensively, and they haven't given up anything this evening, but he will know that there's still probably a fragility there should they concede.
Richard, they've got the lead, you see, so there isn't any reason for them to go gung-ho. They can sit with the back five. Surely that's a part of the game, is to understand what's required at any particular point. When you've got that lead, then don't send your wing backs too early forward. Make sure that you're making it extremely difficult for the opposition, and that's what they look as though they're doing in the second half. Trying to, as Jimmy Tillene says in his interviews, is that they've got to do more. They've got to be, more thoughtful in what they're doing. They've got to engage with the opposition as well, and that's what they're doing at this moment in time. But Kilmarnock have come out very lively indeed, and are determined to get Aberdeen tested.
It's a brilliant chance for Hibs. Unbelievable. Chaiwa going down the right hand side, gets in behind Cornelius, and he just blasts it across. It comes off Kluge, and somehow it's gone past the left hand post. But what an opportunity for Hibs to equalise. Rangers have gone with that. It's kind of similar to the way they started the game up front. They had two strikers on the pitch at the start of the game. They've now gone with Chermiti up front and Gassama playing in the 5, so he's rolling around, making it a 4 at times if he stays high. And obviously Magoma going off because he was yellow carded, and Aarons is on the other side now, so just one striker for Rangers now.
They lead by 1-0. It came very early. Danilo in the 5th minute, and
chance Gassama. He's delayed and pulled the trigger. I don't know what he's thinking because he's through, and Bashiri's playing him on, Richard, and you can see if with his pace as well, you're thinking at that angle he's 16 yards for goal, just cut in and then just blast it across the goalkeeper, but he delayed. The Rangers got a corner.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like he's just come off the bench at half time there, Billy. Maybe if he doesn't look quite warmed up,
and a better warm up,
up to speed with the game, I have to say. Interesting changes from Danny Rule, though. I mean, Danilo, you would imagine now will be a stick on to start on Sunday, given he's scored 2 in his last 2.
Unless he's picked up a little injury or something like that, Rory, I would say. But it's the way they started against Kelly that just with the one striker, and then Chermiti finished the game as the lone striker, and it worked pretty well. So he's maybe going back to that, because I can only think either what you're talking about, Rory, in terms of they're saving Danilo, but I think it's just Hibs were dominating the game possession-wise. It was an even game, don't get me wrong, but Hibs had their spells, and towards the last 20 minutes of that first half, they were starting to push Rangers back. So maybe it's just a little tweak. We'll soon find out.
They're checking
Willie,
the goal here.
I can understand why. I'm just looking because I know there's treatment to the goalkeeper right now. I'm not so
sure. He's wiped out, is he not?
Yeah, no, it's offside.
I know he's offside. But the goalkeeper's wiped out, is he not? That's how I saw it anyway. I thought it was a free kick. The linesman put his flag up at the same time as I imagined the whistle went for a free kick, and they're checking it now because of what? Because I think he's got his hand up.
Yeah, Brad Lyons does catch him with his elbow.
I thought so. I thought he just wiped him out.
No, there's not much in it necessarily, but it can still be a sore one. Whilst it's not intentional. I don't
see an awful lot in that.
I don't think he leads with his elbow or anything along those lines. He just catches him, and I don't think anything more needs to kind of be made of it. But
it's offside anyway.
Yeah, you're right. Well, yeah.
But I thought it was a free kick. I thought he was wiped out. But you've got a better view of it than I.
You can argue it's a free kick, but I think the Aberdeen. It's so tight, that offside.
I wasn't sure he was even off. I must admit, the producer, Calmac, was. I think it's the next one. That's offside anyway.
Yeah.
But the next one is probably more clearly offside when it comes down. But anyway, Aberdeen have got. They've escaped that, or at least they've escaped it from now. The goal will not stand, but there is still treatment being given to Dimitar Mitov, who. He did go down heavily, and it's on that pitch. I can imagine that's a painful one.
Willie, do you think that Aberdeen are asking for trouble here? Are they going into their shell a little bit?
I think it's a combination. No, it's okay. It's just
with the owner of vehicle
changed their mind.
Well, he's checking it's not his car.
I thought VAR had changed their mind. I was trying to get that news out to you as early as I could.
How would you got the road tonight if you left your car?
They're VAR checking VAR. What was the question?
Do you think they're asking for trouble?
A wee bit, but you've got to give a bit of credit to Kilmarnock. They've come out and they've piled the ball forward. It's simple, straightforward. The football just get the Aberdeen defence tested. I think they've been pushed back into that. Listen, I've no problem with them getting back into a 5 for a period of time if they're under pressure, and I don't think Jimmy Tillene should be as well. The problem recently is that they haven't done that, and they've left themselves open, and they've been torn apart by the last 2 teams that they've played. So no, I don't think so. Time will tell.
Honestly. Throw-in goes out. It's a Falkirk throw-in. Linesman gives it to Falkirk. Referee gives it to Celtic. He's not got a clue what he's doing. Eventually he gives it to Celtic. He's
I would have thought that, Alan. I would have thought that. I almost answered it for you there.
Still 2-0 for Celtic. Alan, Johnny Kenny with those goals. How's the second half been generally?
Celtic have been the better side even in the second half. Falkirk just a containment for them now. Damage limitation, long way back. They need to get the next goal, Richard. But I suspect Celtic may get it, and it may just come from Kenny.
I think with Maeda on the bench, potentially fit for Sunday, it's going to be interesting with Kenny scoring 2 goals. What he does, because Tenecti and Forrest look like they've played well tonight, so if Maeda is fit for Sunday, it'll be interesting to see whether he goes with Maeda up top and brings Kenny out the team, or shuffles things around.
Do you think he'd want to give Maeda 20-30 minutes anyway?
I would imagine so, yeah. If he's fit enough to be in the bench, I would imagine he's fit enough to come on for 10-15 minutes, and if he is to be starting on Sunday, you would want him to get the minutes.
Still 1-0. It was Danilo who got the only goal in the 5th minute. Hibernian 0, Rangers 1, Kilmarnock 0, Aberdeen 1. Meet of fits and play back underway there. Stuart Armstrong getting the only goal in the 18th minute. Motherwell still 1-0 up, Stephen, on Dundee United. Are United seeing any more of the ball yet?
They are indeed, Richard. They're much better in the second half. They made a couple of changes as well. David Namo and Pan Kamara come on for Sibbald and Eskison in midfield. And what they've done, it's probably the one key component of tactic I missed out when Rory asked me how do teams play against Motherwell. They're going man for man. When the ball goes back to the Motherwell goalkeeper at the 10,
it's a Mirren.
Are linking up.
And it's for the home side. It's a corner swung in. The guys in front of me have just stood up. I think it may have been man's on, but I'm not sure. I mean, St Mirren have been putting Hearts under pressure the last 4 or 5 minutes. The corner's come in, it's come back out to, I think it was John who crossed it back in the box. It's found its way to the back post, and then it's just been slashed in the net. But it's been coming in the last 4 or 5 minutes. It's definitely been coming.
Good save! There's another goal for Celtic. It's a good hit. Sharachi goes, Scott Bain tips it to the side. See, it's over the far end for me. Is it the hat trick? Negrin gets it on his right foot. Is it on his right foot, Richard? Hits and smashes in the back of the net. 3-0 Celtic.
A claim for a penalty from Hibs. I don't think it was. Mulligan didn't make too much. Oh, here's a brilliant run for Mikey Moore. Bashiri's get back round. I mean, it is a brilliant run because he's run nearly about 60, 70 yards to get in that position, but Rory, I don't think it was, but there was a shout for a penalty when Mulligan went down at the back post. Don't know if you've seen it yet.
Because a couple of goals were going in elsewhere, Billy, I didn't manage to see it. Let's have a look now. I don't know if... Let's see if this is the... No, definitely not.
It was Frickle that scored the goal, guys.
And what a finish it was, Ian. Lovely finish for the defender.
It's done really well. Do you know what's been coming? St Mirren putting under so much bent. Manjon had a decent wee 1-on-1. They've been putting balls into the box, and they got the reward there. Frickle up from the corner. Really good finish, as you say. I just saw it in, believe it or not, in Hearts TV.
Left foot right across the goalkeeper into the far corner. Really good goal. Negrin netting at Celtic Park. That is very much game over now.
Here we go. Little set 2, they're all in here. Arfield and Tenecti are at it. They're going after each other. Players are jumping in. 5 or 6 of them pushing away here. Still going at it.
I mean, to be fair, actually, Scott Arfield has stepped away from that. He stood there, and there's a bit of mouthing going on.
Negrin's been booked.
Yeah.
Trusty was involved as well.
Negrin's head goes towards Spencer, and Spencer holds his hand up as if he's made contact with him. So it'll be interesting to see if the Negrin incident is looked at. However, Brad Spencer doesn't make a big deal of it. I think Arfield's rather unfortunate to be booked there, Alan, because he, as you say, he
hits it! Oh no, he saved it. Oh, sorry, Callum Hendry. Tuanda Maswanishi should have had a second goal. It was just a long, simple ball over the top. I was saying Dundee United are going man for man, which means in your duel, if you make a mistake, you're cut out, there's no one to cover you. That's exactly what happened. One long ball over the top. Maswanishi got away from Kerastes, I think it was, goes through one-on-one with the goalkeeper. It's a save. Regan Charles-Cook keeps it alive, eventually feeds it into Callum Hendry. He has a shot. It's another good save by Kucherenko, but I have to say it's a much better game now because Dundee United are committing men forward, but it means now when Motherwell turn the ball over, it maybe Maswanishi man for man or the Regan Charles-Cook man for man, so if they can get the better of their opponent, they could be in and goal. Still 1-0 to the home side.
The block on the line from Will Ferry is unbelievable, Chris.
It was past the goalkeeper, was it?
He was past the goalkeeper. Ferry's got his body in the way. Brilliant defender.
It's a much better game. I said first half it was a bit slow and sluggish because United weren't really committing to the game, but they're certainly committing now. They're lunging into tackles, they're throwing themselves into it, but again it's given Motherwell a little bit more space to play in.
So 1-0 for Motherwell. It's 2-1, remember, St Mirren now against Heart of Midlothian. Miguel Freckleton, 10 minutes into the second half, his second of the season. Benjamin Nygren, Celtic's top scorer this campaign. That's his 6th. He's added to Johnny Kenny's first half double.
I think this could be telling, Richard. James Forrest is coming off. I would keep him for Sunday. 30-odd, 34, 35 years of age. Played very well tonight. Great energy. Getting him off. Balakwisha comes on to replace him.
What's your thoughts on Johnny Kenny's played his way into the team for Sunday tonight, Alan?
Well, he's a man in form, so why wouldn't you? You know, it's a big ask. You know, Maeda's not played in the last few games, so yeah, I would think Kenny might just start, especially if he gets another one, Rory.
Yeah. Who would have thought 2 or 3 months ago you'd say in a cup semi-final it would be Johnny Kenny leading the line for Celtic and Danilo leading the line for Rangers? Yeah, I said catch yourself on a win, you know, but it just shows you how football can turn.
It can indeed. Stevens at Fir Park when Motherwell lead Dundee United thanks to Wanda Maswanise's 9th of the season. Lauren Shanklin's also got his 9th of the season, but that came in between 2 goals for St Mirren, Dan Ndulu and Miguel Freckleton.
I think it's a goal. Yes, it is a goal. Listen, it's Phillips. Is it a free kick in?
Oh, Freckleton again.
Sorry?
It's Freckleton again, Ian.
Yeah, I mean, it's a magnificent free kick. He gets on the first one. I'm thinking it's a goal. It's hit the inside of the post, came right along. Everybody in front of him jumped up, so I never got to see it. And then he obviously got to the second ball and stuck it into the net. So, listen, it's 3-1 to St Mirren. You know, on the second half showing, they've deserved it.
The Hearts Paisley hoodoo strikes again.
Tom, it was interesting. The point you were making earlier, Tom, was it? I think Hart's record at St Mirren isn't great. Derek's record at St Mirren with Kilmarnock and Aberdeen, I think up until last season he lost 5-0, had been impeccable. So it just shows you change of club.
It's a big game. I think that this was a huge game for Hearts. I really do. You know, it's the type of games I think that you're going to have to not get beat or win to go and compete to win the league. And I'll tell you what,
he heads
gave themselves a mountain to climb.
He heads it off the post. I think it might go through the goalkeeper's legs, and then he rebounds it back into the net.
It's a nice finish, but the defending again.
It was a great ball in the box, Tom, but maybe it was the line too high. I don't know, but it obviously. Yeah, and obviously it's a really good ball in a really good area, but it did look really, really easy. A very un-Derek McInnes goal to give away, I would say.
Bear in mind, this is St Mirren who haven't been scoring goals this season.
And actually,
3 in one night.
Very unlike Hearts, who have been so solid at the back all season long.
Best defence in the league, Hearts, as well as the best attack, and they've collapsed tonight. This is a big result.
I think there's a VAR check in Paisley, I think. For the goal, I've no idea why.
There's a player that's offside. I can't quite see who it is, but he's
not interfering.
No, absolutely, you're right, Ian. So I'm not quite sure what they're checking here, but I'm assuming it's offside. We'll wait and see.
Right, well, Ian can let us know.
Huge moment.
Oh, massive, absolutely massive. And Miguel Freckleton is standing there thinking he might have got 2 goals in a match. I can't imagine that's happened very often in the course of his career so far. It's a long, anxious wait. Stephen Robinson sitting up there in the stand. He's waiting, just like the rest of us, those inside the stadium, those all around the country. Still, we wait. As things stand, St Mirren might have carved out a 3-1 advantage.
He's coming to have a look at it, Richard.
Offside, then it must be something else.
He's coming to have a look at it. I didn't see anything from up here. Obviously, I couldn't see an offside from my angle.
No, I mean, it's clearly not offside because he's come to the screen. So it's not a factual ruling out of the goal. So there must be something.
If it doesn't give the goal, Richard, they'll need a police escort out of Paisley tonight. Goodness me, they're going mental at him.
Matthew McDermott's had a history of poor decisions in St Mirren games over the past 18 months or so. There's certainly ones at Dundee United. Remember, was it Ayunga got absolutely wiped out.
So what
I don't think you had to say St Mirren there. I just think you could have stopped when he said
there's a player that's offside, Ian, and what I think they're looking at is whether he interferes with the defender who's marking Freckleton, the goal scorer. So if he's in an offside,
back in.
And Matthew McDermott would need to make a decision on that because that's subjective.
Interesting.
I think it would be really, really hard.
I'm still not exactly convinced what I'm looking for here.
No, that's the only thing I can think that he's looking at.
But he's talking to the captains, so
It's looking ominous for St Mirren at this point, I would say, Tom.
Yeah, I think so.
The crowd's going to go mental. Brilliant.
So, right, I've never seen this either, that he's coming across and he's talking to the two captains.
No goal.
Well, I just saw
no goal.
Lauren Shackland's reaction was as if he just had scored a goal. Right, that'll need to be explained, I think, because
he's given offside, so it's offside against saying he's blocked, I think. So there's a player who's just offside, and when Frecklington goes in, he's onside, but they've obviously deemed that the player blocking whoever it is, Halkett, who's meant to be marking Frecklington, has blocked potentially O'Hara from doing his job. So Halkett, from doing his job. So I can only assume that that's why it's been given as offside.
So what the VAR guys have said, Rory, they're thinking that the Hearts defender was impeded.
Yes.
And he may have had a chance to cut out the cross and mark Frecklington a little bit tighter.
Yes.
It didn't look like that.
It didn't really that to me.
I mean, I'll be honest, they run that through I don't know how many times and I still couldn't see anything. There you go. It's been ruled out, so Hearts have been thrown a bit of a lifeline there. It is still Mirren in front, but it's 2-1 rather than 3-1. And that clearly gives the league leaders more of an opportunity to get back into the game. St Mirren 2, Heart of Midlothian 1. Still Motherwell 1, Dundee United 0, Kilmarnock 0, Aberdeen 1. How's that game going, Willie?
Yeah, Aberdeen have been pinned back, the last 10 minutes or so, Richard. Kilmarnock been a changed side in the second half, much more direct, far more energy, pushing up from the back as well, keeping the gaps really tight between their five, which becomes a three really, with the wing backs playing at a higher starting position as well. So yeah, it's been a difficult second half for Aberdeen. They're struggling to make any kind of impression on Kilmarnock going forward. So it's a case of, can they hang out, can they create something going forward? The fans enjoying Carlson getting a yellow card as Watson took the free kick earlier there. But yeah, it's I think Stuart Kettle will be happy with the second half performance, and Aberdeen, Jimmy Tillene, his side at this moment in time are hanging on.
Couple of changes for Celtic. Negrin has gone off, and Johnny Kenny, who won't get his hat-trick, he's gone off. Luke McCowan's come on, and Daisen Maeda's getting 25 minutes just as Falkirk make another change. 3-0 to Celtic.
Same at Easter Road, I mean, Bowie and Cleagy's gone off, and Boyle and Newhands coming on. I think they've got to realise that who's got the pace at the back. Suter can shift when he gets turned, and Ziga, he can run, but you've got to get in behind Cornelius at times, and the only time they've done that in this half, they get a really good opportunity, Hibs, but they've not exploited his lack of pace yet. And Asgard, he is on for Rangers as well, and Mikey Moore has gone off. Hoylett's on for Hibs as well, so 3 forward-thinking substitutions to try and get back in this game, Rich.
Yeah, big changes there.
Same here, Richard, sorry. The Hearts have just made a change. They've taken off Kingsley, the left back, who I think was the player that they had a doubt about for the Celtic game. Milnes went to left back. They've brought on Kabori and went with 2 wingers, so they're really going for it to try and get back in the game.
What I can't quite understand about the goal being chalked off is, if it's a foul, it's a foul, regardless of whether he's offside or not, but they keep drawing the lines. I can only imagine it's because they're checking to see whether the goal scorer is offside first and foremost, but I don't understand why they keep going back to whether he's offside or not if it's just a straightforward foul.
We have a message into VAR Central, so hopefully we'll get an answer to that shortly.
Yeah, good luck with that, Tommy.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
But it still remains 2-1 for St Mirren against Hearts. If you want to see the best of the action from that game and the 4 others, Sports Scene tonight, 10:45 on BBC One Scotland. That game at Celtic Park is the one that you've got to see is done and dusted. Celtic, well, they'll be hoping that in this first game with Martin O'Neill in interim charge, that they can move closer to Hearts at the top of the table. Right now they are doing just that. Kenny with a double, Nygren with the third, and while Celtic have been hit by injuries, Alan, to key players in key positions in recent times. This is a potential, the next 25 minutes potentially could be quite pivotal from their point of view if they can get Dyson Maeda back fit out there on the pitch and contributing as he did last season.
Yeah, it would be a big plus for them. Johnny Kenny going off is clearly the plus of the evening with his 2 goals. Negron's always get goals in him, Richard. We've seen that even in the European game last week. He could have scored 3 or 4. So they have got goal scorers in their team. They're still waiting on Balakwisha to set himself alight. Taneki's gone off the boil a little bit as well. So there'll be decisions to be made by Martin O'Neill. That's strange to say that, Martin O'Neill. Decisions to be made for the weekend, but he's taken Kenny off, he's taken Negron off. Surely it must be for Saturday. This is a look at McCowan. Lovely play, opens himself up. Shots blocked. Celtic have played very well after the initial 20 minutes in that opening period.
Craigs, I don't remember you reporting a Dundee United chance, half chance, opportunity. Every time I look up, they just don't have the ball.
Yeah, they have been better, Rory, because
unbelievable save. I mean, it's another St Mirren chance. I don't know who it was at the back post. It was one of the centre backs.
It's Phillips, I think.
Was it Phillips? I mean, it was a hell of a leap, and a really good Sholoff in the Hearts goal. Full stretch just to touch around. I mean, from here I look, it's all off in the net for certain. Great save.
Superb. Absolutely brilliant save.
Yeah,
from Sholoff, who he's keeping Hearts in it. And this is the kind of test that you're going to have to face up to and meet if you're going to be taking as serious title challengers, Rory, to go to Paisley, to be under this kind of pressure, but somehow come out with something.
Yeah, I mean, I've consistently said if Hearts are to challenge, then they need a pretty healthy lead going into the new year, because I think Celtic will get better and better. I think Rangers will get better as well. I just don't think they'll have enough to win the league. So yeah, St Mirren away on a Wednesday night. It doesn't matter how you win it, you just need to get the job done, but it doesn't look like they're going to do so tonight, Richard.
On that Freckleton one that was disallowed, it looks like Mark O'Hara offside, impeding Lauren Shankland. That was the verdict.
So it's a foul.
Foul.
So what relevance is
it? It's the equaler. It's the equaliser. Sorry, I think it's Claudio Braga. He's the first to react to the goalkeeper, Jamal George, spilling it up there, and I think he gets up best and heads into the empty net.
Yeah, I mean, this game has just completely swung now. We were still discussing the goal that was disallowed. Tom has been given guidance from within VAR HQ, I assume. Yeah. Did Mark O'Hara touch the ball? Did he? Because he's only offside if he's gone up there.
If he's impeded him, it's a foul. It's nothing to do with offside.
Exactly.
What relevance does offside have?
I'm a bit bemused.
Yeah.
Likewise, but there you go.
So, in terms
how important is the Sholoff save?
Exactly.
30 seconds ago.
Yeah,
and Braga just went up and stuck in and got an equaliser.
Taneki's through. Can he make it 4? He certainly can. Through the legs of Scott Bain. 73 minutes on the clock. Celtic 4, Falkirk 0.
There you go.
Good finish.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually Hearts as well with a goal there, because
off the post, Rory. There's your first chance of the night. I think it's Lucas Stevenson. It's a diagonal ball from left to right. It's knocked back into the path of Stevenson coming in from midfield. I thought he was just going to roll it into the bottom corner. He rolls it towards the bottom corner, just crashes off the inside of the post and comes out.
Oh, he's got to score, Chris.
Yeah, it has that. That's what I mean. I thought he was just going to simply just roll it with inside his right foot into the back of the net, and somehow he's hit the post. But a big let off from Motherwell.
Yeah, he's very good at that, Lucas Stevenson. He's a player I really like, making these runs from deep and getting on the end of things, which he manages to do. It should be one each, but it's not. Braga following up, and I think if Braga was to be one ahead of Shankland by the end of the night, I don't think Shankland would be caring a jot, Ian, if that was to win them the game.
He'd be a wee bit perturbed, I think, when he wakes up tomorrow morning, but anyway.
And that's for Tadek.
All strikers.
Right, good goal. Playing on the shoulder. It's a bit of a wild tackle, last-ditch tackle from the Falkirk defender, Alan, but Tadek does well to finish it.
Yeah, it's a brilliant finish. It really is. Nice and composed. As you rightfully said, he was nearly taken down, stayed on his feet, beat Bain. Good finish. Celtic have played very, very well.
Claudio Braga's 9th of the season, Lawrence Shankland's 9th of the season. They've twice come from behind, and they've also avoided that scare when St Mirren looked to go 3-1 up, looked to be a second goal from Miguel Freckleton. We've had guidance, but it hasn't really cleared anything up for us, I don't think.
I just don't understand the relevance of the offside. If he impedes him, it's a free kick, and it's just that.
Right, well, it was ruled out, and also Matthew McDermott took the two captains over to explain to them. And maybe that makes sense, because if there is a bit of confusion, you're not really sure what's going on.
I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, he's just letting the two of them know, and then it's up to you to tell your teammates. But what was interesting was he was chatting away to the pair of them. He then obviously got to the crux, because you then saw Lauren shouting with a big fist pump. Yes!
I think with Stephen Robinson feeling that at the weekend he was hard done by, he felt his goalkeeper was inside the box, which led to the goal for Satchford. When he sees that one back, I think he's going to be pretty frustrated. Swallow making the save is part of football, but it'll be interesting to hear his thoughts if
Kelly
don't go and win this.
piling on the pressure, Richard. It's corner after corner, another one cleared off the line there. They look really dangerous from corners. Thompson is whipping them in with the left foot, and Aberdeen not really. Meathoff unsure where to come, for them not to come on that occasion. I think when that happens, it puts your defenders off, and they don't act either. He's got to stay in his line, or he's got to come, make his mind up early. But as far as Kilmarnock are concerned, they've got a lot of bodies in there, they've got good presence in there, and the deliveries from Thompson have been superb from this right-hand side. But Aberdeen have survived it.
In the midst of that, he actually made a decent save, Meathoff, on the goal line. But it's the kind of scenario, I guess, where if they get through this, if they emerge without conceding, then that's going to be a massive thing for them, just in terms of having seen the game out, having not conceded goals. I mean, it could all go horribly wrong in the last 20 minutes, but...
John Beaton, I'm just listening to Ian down with the St Mirren game, and John Beaton, just not but huge decisions, but my word, the Hibs fans are on him, and I can understand why, because he's letting tackle after tackle go against Hibs, and then any time Hibs fill a Rangers player, he's giving it, and it's the Hibs fans are letting him know he's not at the best of games.
Another changes for Celtic, Richard, again, and big ones for them. Panetke's off and Callum McGregor's off, certainly for an eye on Sunday, making sure there's no injuries. Now this game's won. On comes Rio Hotati, and Callum Osmond comes on as well, but certainly the changes that Celtic have had the luxury to make are for a wee eye on Sunday.
There's always one game, Richard, you can't take your eyes off, and that's Paisley tonight. It's all action. I know there's substitutions being made at the moment, but Hearts are up one end and St Mirren are up the other end. It's been a fantastic game to watch.
Dackers
they brought on Oyunge in the forward areas and took off the goal scorer Lundula. So I mean the game's real in the balance, but do you know what? It's another feeling. You just get the feeling for Hearts. I don't know why, because St Mirren have been the better team in the second half.
Yeah, that gives you a big chance. Listen, I've got to come in here, lads. I'm fed up listening to substitutions when I've got action going on. Down here
for the first time in 10 games.
Exactly, so I've got to get it out. I've got to get it out, but it's Kilmarnock that's putting all the pressure on. Dacker's there, cross into the box, and he takes it lovely actually with his right foot, just tries to drift it towards the far post, and it just agonisingly for him goes by that far post. Kilmarnock have been very, very good in the second half. Did say that before the start of the game, that I thought this would be a huge test for Aberdeen. It wasn't in the first half, it certainly is in the second.
Wonderful ball. Sarachi with a ball. He's literally, I would say, 35 yards out, and it puts brilliant bend on it. I'm right behind it. Really inviting. Balikwisha, Osmond can't get on the end of it, but what a wonderful ball.
Dackers does actually, it's not an easy finish that, Willie. He's actually really unlucky on that surface to catch it in the half volley.
And it was inches, I mean literally an inch or two wide of the post, Willie.
Dylan Logan. A rather rash challenge from the youngster, I must say.
Yes, it was. I've got to say, what I saw of him last season, he's not generally hot-headed.
He was in
my
that
goodness,
occasion.
my goodness, that was somewhat out of control.
Yeah, we're just going to get a look at it again. Let's see. Yeah, yellow's in it, right? I think.
Yeah, yellow's certainly no worse.
Rory, could you have a look at the exact same free kick, exact same place for St Mirren that they got the goal disallowed, same player, Declan John played it in. Frickleton got on it again. It looks to me as if he should have scored. It looked like a sitter.
We've not got a replay at the moment as we're drawn to Rugby Park, so if we do, then I'll have a look at it, but don't know if we're going to see that at this moment in time. Frickleton winning a few headers tonight, Ian.
She was.
I mean, it was a carbon copy of the free kick, exact same position. The St Mirren player is through and goal. Saved again.
Good save. Who's marking Frickleton? Wow. Have you noticed, Ian? Who is this meant to be marking?
No one obviously.
A lot of the times it's been zonal, I think, at times, and that it could be a smaller guy marking him, but I haven't really noticed. But he's in 3 or 4 headers.
Wow.
There's 2-0. It's Elliot Watt But they've had to be patient in the second half. They've had to bide their time. I said eventually United, because they're committing men forward, Motherwell may be able to pick them off. I think it's Longolo with a lovely little reverse pass, by 25 yards out, right into the centre of the pitch to Elliot Watt. Just takes the ball out of the street. Just no one comes near, no one engages, and he just sets himself up and just curls it lovely into the bottom right-hand corner off the net, past Kucherenko and goal. And Motherwell 2, looking like winning back-to-back league games for the first time this season, heading to Hampden Park on Saturday with 2 big wins behind them. To Dundee United 0.
Longolo's an influential player, isn't he, Craig?
Well,
he really is.
He started on the bench tonight. I think the manager was disappointed with his performance on Saturday. Tommy took him off early on Saturday, but when he set up the first goal, the manager was giving them thumbs up, giving them kind of waving at him to say, that's what you're capable of. That's what you have to do week in, week out. And as I say, because United committed forward, brilliant finish. The thing is, he gets a chance to lift his head, he takes a touch, no one engages with him, and he just picks his spot.
It's deserved as well, Craig. I know Stevenson had that chance a moment ago, but they deserve to be 2-0 up.
They do.
Craig,
I think just in the balance of play.
I really fancy Motherwell for top 6.
You've changed your tune in 4 days.
Do you know the amount of times, Ian, people have said to me over the last few days, did Ian McCall really say that Motherwell are going to get relegated?
No, my nose was out of joint because of the 140-year comment.
Yeah, I know.
No, I don't think they'll get relegated. Kelly will love it.
A lot of statements made in anger this week.
I was driving up the road from Montrose, listening to everyone trying to mop up the damage and destruction that Ian McCall had wreaked in the programme, having not heard the comment. So anyway, you would like to retract that statement, Ian, would you?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
I mean, it was 140. I just put my nose out of joint. I'm sure the gentleman involved didn't mean it in any slight. Maybe a wee bit disrespect, but I'm sure there was nothing in it. No, they won't go down.
Elliot Watt getting his first goal of the season, which came in the 77th minute. So they're edging closer to what will be another win for them. It would be a 3rd win in 10 Premier League matches, and it would move them up onto 14 points and certainly improve their position in the league table. Celtic 4, Falkirk 0, Kenny with a double, Nygren and Tunekti. Still Hibernian 0, Rangers 1. The goal came as early as the 5th minute. Billy, you'd have been surprised if I would said to you that all these minutes later, 70 odd minutes later, it would still be just that 1-0.
Absolutely, I would. I mean, the pace of the game, the chances getting created in that first half. There's only been one chance. Rangers have defended really well, so have Hibs. But whether that's just the final ball not been great, here's Cornelius rampaging forward here, gives it away, and the rest broken up with a few decisions as well. And you're thinking, just let it flow. He's not been great tonight, John Beaton, I have to say that. And the Hibs fans are on him, but it's been scrappy second half. It's still a high pace, high tempo game as Raskin comes forward here, picks out Miovski. Oh, good tucking round there from Josh Mulligan, but hardly a chance this second half. Only the one at the start, Richard. That's been about it.
How's Giga done? Does he look more comfortable in a 3 because he's had a bit of a torrid time?
No, absolutely, Rory, and you're right. The Rangers have been really solid. Souters led the line brilliant. Giga's been solid round them. I think Hibs with the pace, and they've brought pace on as well. They have to realise that up the left side, Aaron's playing over there, Cornelius. That's a way forward.
Alan.
McCowan. Scott Bain's kept us really down as the flag eventually goes up. But it's a really good hit from McCowan. Good save by Scott Bain down his right hand side. He's kept the scoreline down again.
Is that Mashwanisi down at Fir Park? That'll be a bit of a concern ahead of the weekend, Craigs.
Yeah, it is. I think Tom Sparrow's going to come on. We said earlier Stephen O'Donnell limped off. The manager has made some changes. He's brought on Liam Gordon, Stamatolopoulos and Ibrahim Sayed. But I think Mashwanisi will be okay. He kind of looks like he's limping a little bit, so I think it was an impact injury, Roy, so he should recover in time. Of course, you know, when there's a semi-final around the corner, get a couple of Volta all into and away you go.
2-0 for Motherwell against Dundee United. Mashwanisi and Watt. St Mirren and Hearts tied up at 2 apiece. Dan Lundulo with the opener. Lawrence Shankland squared it up. Miguel Freckleton put St Mirren 2-1 in front, and he looked to have put them 3-1 in front, only for VAR belatedly to roll that one out. And of course, a few minutes later, after a magnificent save from Schwolov, Claudio Braga with the second Hearts equaliser on the night. We're moving deep into the closing stages of all these matches. Is there to be a winner in Paisley. Is there to be a leveller for Kilmarnock? And that's the way, if there is to be another goal, will it, at Rugby Park? It looks more likely it's coming there, doesn't it?
Without doubt. Aberdeen in the second half haven't been at the races. It's been a really powerful performance from Kilmarnock, but we all know in football anything can happen, Richard, so we just wait and see. Kevin Nisbet had an opportunity. He was put through 1v1 Zach Williams. It was a fantastic tackle on Nisbet, who came on as a sub. So no, you're right, in the balance of play in the second half, it's all been about the home side, and Stuart Kettlewell will be well pleased with. I think I've had 7 or 8 corners as well, so, and all the deliveries have been really difficult to defend against, but Aberdeen have managed somehow with a bit of good fortune, I would say, as well, to keep the ball out the back of the net. But it's on a knife's edge here, but Don still leading 1-0.
Stuart Armstrong with his first goal for Aberdeen. They lead by 1-0 at Rugby Park. Motherwell heading for victory, Celtic heading for victory. It's still tight at Easter Road. Hibernian 0, Rangers 1, and of course absolutely tight in Paisley. St Mirren 2, Hearts 2. You still getting that sensation, Ian, that there's going to be something yet for Hearts in this one?
Well, do you know what? If they win it, I wouldn't say they're stolen it, but they certainly haven't been the better team. But there's something about Hearts just now. I just think they might just steal one. I think there's about 5 or 6 minutes left, Richard, and St Mirren now in the counter-attack, so who knows?
I think in the context of the league title as well, if Hearts are to go on, hypothetically, and win the title, I don't think a draw at St Mirren, I think there'll be teams that have won the title in the past that have drawn away to St Mirren. You might view it as a half decent point the way the game's panned out, Ian.
I think it would be a terrific point to get a point, because you consider 2 huge moments. Freckleton's disallowed goal, which we still are no clearer on, and then just before they get the equaliser, Sholov's save, which is absolutely terrific. Phillips has headed it down well away from the goalie, and he's a really, really strong right hand to it. Those 2 moments allowed Hearts to get their equaliser, and who knows, they may get a winner. But listen, St Mirren might do as well.
If they haven't played great tonight, have they?
No, they haven't been great, but you know what?
Get a point out of it, Ian. This is, as you say, it's a big. There's 6 points at the moment. 6 points clear. It's a tough place. They don't like going there. Bad record there.
They're a good side. I think if Hearts can keep their centre backs, their centre forward, their centre midfield players fit, they've got a really good. In their centre backs, they head it, and they're old-fashioned centre backs, and for me, they do really, really well.
They are 2-2 deep into the closing stages in Paisley. As things stand, they would be 6 points clear of Celtic at the top of the table. And as things stand, Rangers will be moving up into 3rd place on 15 points. They'll be 5 behind Celtic and 11 behind the leaders. Wow.
Oh, it's poor. I think is it Asgard or Tavernier's brought him down, but I think Giga is involved as well. But Rangers were slack, gave the ball away, and it was Hoylett who redeemed it. Goes into the box and he just tumbles to the ground. Conor Barron, was it? There was 2 or 3 round him, Richard. And
it's a penalty.
It looked like a stone waller. Hibs have not had anything, but have a real lifeline here. Tavernier
slips and gives the ball away. It is unfortunate. I don't know why Barron feels the need
to. It's so clumsy.
Yeah, but Tavernier recovers enough to put pressure on the ball, so there's no real need to be that rash. Maybe just tired legs. Billy's put a lot of work in. He's actually played really well, Barron.
Yeah, he's been different class. Really keeping the ball well. Rangers look comfortable, I have to say it. What 5 minutes to go at the time when they gave when Tavernier slipped, but I thought stay away there because he's in the box and he just, Tom said it, clumsy right through the back of him. Stonewall penalty kick, and they have an opportunity. What I would say is Jack Butland's got a brilliant record.
Well, Rangers have conceded 2 penalties this season. Both have been saved by Butland, so nobody has actually scored a penalty against Rangers this season. Jamie McGrath does have a good record.
Yeah, he's got the opportunity. It's a big moment. I mean, there's, as I say, there'll be a bit of injury time as well. There could be at least 10 minutes left in this game. If McGrath can stick it away to set up a grandstand finish, up he comes. Saved! Butland saves down his right. He's guessed it right again. It's 3 out of 3, as you said, Richard. A huge moment. He didn't look convincing. He sclaffed the penalty. It's that one he opens up as if he's going to put it to the goalkeeper's left, and at the last minute he whips it round. And Butland, it's quite a routine save, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, he lets out. It's a poor penalty, you have to say. It's not far enough in the corner. It's not hit with any great deal of pace. Oh, is that a goal, Ian?
Goal! It looks like it's the winner, although I've got to say there might be a VAR check for offside.
Hearts.
For Hara Midlothian, yes. It's 3-2. I think it was it Benigmany that was in there and got the goal?
Yeah,
but I mean, it was pinball in the box. I thought they looked a Hearts player offside a couple of times, but it doesn't look like it's going to be given. But you felt, or I felt, Hearts were going to get a winner, and they may just have done that. It's only 2 minutes of normal time to go.
That's Cabor. Yeah.
Cabor who's just come on as a substitute. Yeah.
Let's see if anyone's offside.
Pinball in the box.
Good save.
They're just freezing the screen here, but
yeah, he's offside.
Yeah, he's offside. It's not Cabor that's offside.
No.
Is it? I'm not quite sure who it is. I think it's maybe Kingsley.
No, he's off.
He's off.
No,
it's 31.
Yes. Yeah, but he's offside. He actually, you may not have noticed it because he crosses over the way it works. But I think this will be ruled out.
I thought there was a couple of times Hearts players looked as if they were in very, very suspicious positions. I thought they were offside.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. But as for Butland, he left it a massive screen. I think that's all the frustration from the weekend coming out, Billy, after an error. He's went from the lows of that to the highs. I suppose that's life of a goalkeeper.
Yeah, he has, no doubt.
He's rolled out.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's a great decision. Willie,
just unbelievable the pressure that Kilmarnock are putting on, and Kilmarnock just can't get the final touch. 6 minutes left, another cross comes into the box. They're just piling bodies in there. There's a shout for a penalty there as the referee's waving it away. I think it's Stuart Armstrong that brings Dackers, is it, down to the ground. I think they get away with these things nowadays, don't they? You know, it's like a shoulder charge type contact that he's made with the big striker. But Aberdeen are toiling. They're toiling, but they've stood firm so far. As I say, 6 minutes ticking down now, but Kilmarnock have been brilliant in the second half.
Be interested to see that one again, probably just on first viewing, but maybe nothing in it.
Well, they're playing on, so I don't think they're checking it.
Oh yeah, it's never a penalty.
No,
never a penalty.
Anyway, another cross into the box. If it's not corners, it's free kicks, and they're being well tested in the aerial battle.
Right, Billy, there's another contretemps at Easter Road.
Yeah, I think it's Cornelius that's having to go off here. And Fernandez, he's disappeared for a while. He was on the bench today. He's going to come on. Mulligan's come on for Hibs. It's just slowing the game. I think there'll be at least 6 minutes here.
Time at Celtic, 4-0.
I mean, that game is finished. We'll probably have the post-match interviews out before the rest of the match is finished.
Looks pretty dazed, doesn't it, Cornelius?
Yeah, he does.
See McGrath get substituted straight after missing the penalty. That's a horrible feeling, that one.
Yeah, Josh Mulligan coming on.
So we're just seeing confirmation of the offside. I mean,
McEntee, I think.
Yeah,
is it?
it looks clearly.
McEntee.
Was it? Yeah, the right back.
Yeah. He did look clearly offside. By the time he got to the ball, you wouldn't have known it.
Yeah.
But it's a good spot, and he clearly was. So Celtic have got the win. They move on to 20 points. Falkirk will remain on 12, and they'll be sitting there in the middle of the table. Still Hibernian 0, Rangers 1. Butland now having saved penalties from Lawrence Shankland, from Hyun-Ju Oh, the Genk player, the former Celtic player, of course, and now from Jamie McGrath. Hibs' first penalty miss of this season, first in the league they've been awarded, and they've missed it. Jack Butland, 3 penalty saves so far this season, which is it's pretty remarkable this early to have conceded 3 penalties and the keeper to have saved them all. Celtic 4, Falkirk 0 full time. Still Hibernian 0, Rangers 1. The early Danilo goal, as we welcome listeners to BBC Radio Scotland Extra who were tuned in to commentary from Celtic Park. We're going to wrap things up here, of course, on Open All Mics, get all the full-time scores, the reports in, and then in the final hour of the programme, up until 11 o'clock, we'll be getting the reactions, the interviews from all around the country. Still Kilmarnock 0, Aberdeen 1. Still Kilmarnock press and press. Every time I look up, Willie, there seems to be a scramble in the box.
They're battering Aberdeen. It's not a case of build up, it's just a case of launch forward and get up behind it. Dacker's there, you know, a threat in there, obviously, with his physicality and his height as well.
What a ball! Goal!
Oh!
Goal! Is that offside? Oh my word! Is he put it wide anyway?
It doesn't go in the net, I don't think, Billy.
Oh my word, he's headed it wide Mulligan, but I mean, it is offside, doesn't matter, but what a dig out from Chaiwa. Wait to see this cross, and then Mulligan throws himself at it. As I say, it doesn't matter, he's knocked it wide. Offside
it's
flag.
Josh Campbell, isn't it?
Josh Campbell, sorry, yes, Josh Campbell, sorry. Just on the pitch, and somehow he's knocked it wide.
Yeah. It actually looked like he'd headed it into the net.
Yeah, same here, I thought it.
But he's got to score. I mean, he's got to put it in the net. It wouldn't have counted, but certainly got to put it in.
Oh, Willie, more scrambles.
Bodies being thrown in front of balls. 2 strikes there from inside the box. Another one that's clipped into the hedge are going up. An opportunity with a volley, and it goes by the post. My goodness me.
Willie, do you think
My goodness me. How Aberdeen have survived this, I do not know, but they have, and it's getting very close to the full-time whistle. But Kilmarnock have battered them, they've pummeled them in the second half, but couldn't find the back of the net
If they are to win, Willie, do you think this type of victory will do more for Aberdeen than beating Dundee 4-0 at home, for example?
I think it would, yeah. I mean, particularly on the back of the amount of goals they've leaked in the last 2 games and the amount of chances they've given up. They've still given up a lot of chances in the second half, but yeah, it's been a gritty performance. If they do manage to take the 3 points and go on to the same points as Kilmarnock, it would be quite sensational, and I think it would give them confidence going forward. They've still do you think it'll be another long ball into the box? I think it
kind of feels like it might be. As I say, every time I look up, there seem to be bodies flying about the Aberdeen penalty area.
Kilmarnock had 8 shots to Aberdeen's 2 in the second half.
Wow.
Hearts are piling the pressure on in
They're
Paisley as well.
absolutely piling on. They've got a corner kick, and I think we're in the last minute. I mean, the centre-backs have just stayed up for the last 2 or 3 minutes.
How long's left, Dean? What was the stoppage time there?
I think it was 5 or maybe 6 minutes. We've done nearly 95 minutes.
Wow.
Another corner.
They came ever so close. They did have the goal ruled out correctly for offside, Hearts. Can they somehow find the late winner? They've had a few late winners already this season. You hear the Rangers fans singing the Danny Rose song in the background. Yeah.
How times have changed.
Yes, indeed.
Rangers manager being lauded. Wow.
Well, still going in Paisley. Still going.
That may be full time now, Richard. Is it full time? Yes, it is full time. 2-2.
Full time. St Mirren 2, Heart of Midlothian 2.
That's it. Rugby Park, that's it in Kilmarnock.
Wow.
Aberdeen have managed to hang on in the second half and take this unbelievable victory with that 1 goal very early in the game, and they've hung on without really having any pressure at the other end of the park. Kilmarnock have been brilliant in the second half. They've battered Aberdeen, they've put them through the mill, but they failed to score. It finishes here. And Kilmarnock 0, Aberdeen 1.
So Stuart Armstrong's first goal for the club, enough to give Aberdeen the win that moves them above Dundee. It'll move them up alongside St Mirren as things stand.
Full time for Park, Richard. Motherwell 2, Dundee United 0.
And that's a big one for Motherwell. Maswanise in the first half, Watt in the second, and Motherwell starting to move up that table as well.
Last chance for Hibs, Rich.
Ahead of Dundee United, Billy Dodds.
They just punt it in the box, goalkeeper. He's blowing, John Beaton. Full-time whistle, Rangers a massive 3 points. Looking forward to that semi-final Sunday. They go off with a 1-0 win. It was an early goal, obviously, from Danilo early in the first half, and that was about it. But a big 3 points for Rangers.
So those full-time scorelines: Celtic 4, Falkirk 0, Hibernian 0, Rangers 1, Kilmarnock 0, Aberdeen 1, Motherwell 2, Dundee United 0, and St Mirren 2, Heart of Midlothian 2.
Scottish football lives